second place from Fort Wayne Snyder, Amelia Reinhardt.
It was definitely a much better experience this year because I was able to enjoy the event more and really enjoy being there and enjoy my diving. Knowing that the competition was a lot of great girls, I was really proud to be able to come home with the second place, to be able to know that I can compete with them. There's definitely a lot of different thoughts, a lot of different emotions while I'm diving. In the air, you just get the huge adrenaline rush, and every now and then you'll be like, wait, where's the water? With our coaches, we'll create a 11 dive list, put it in the order we want. You want to go with the ones that you're confident in, that you're comfortable with, and that you know you can hit for good scores. I would say the hardest dive I did was my gainer 1.5 with 1.5 twists, where I would do my forward approach towards the end of the board, and then I would jump off and flip backwards, and I had a 1.5 twist with it. Usually divers start around like age 5. I started when I was about 10. I was definitely a little worried when I was starting a little bit later than all the other kids, but having that gymnast background and being able to flip and know where I am for the most part, it definitely helped me improve a little faster so I could get back up with the people that started earlier. PSM definitely benefits me as an athlete because every time I go I can feel myself getting stronger and being able to push through those workouts. As I get stronger and as I build that muscle, I am able to push myself into those harder dives to increase that degree of difficulty so you can get that higher multiplier.
It started in middle school. When I was in 6th grade, I went to one of the middle school games and saw the older girls playing. I'd played other sports when I was little, but I'd never tried volleyball before, so I just thought I would give it a try again. I think the intensity is really the best part about it. Getting like 10 points into a match, and if you're up, the intensity is high and it's a good game. Going from middle school to high school is definitely very different because it's a bunch of different girls that are coming from different levels. PSM's definitely helped with speed. You're constantly moving your feet during the game, and then obviously jumping. My vertical, which is obviously very important for serving and hitting. I hope the game of volleyball takes me to at least my senior year of high school. I want to be on varsity, and also maybe college if I decide to play.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
PSM is not just for me, it's for all athletes in the city because I'm not the only person in the city that's playing different sports. There's people that play golf, lacrosse, every type of sport in there. I like how it's just personalized. So like your sport, over the winter and most of the summer, I think I focused on putting on weight, putting on more muscle. That'll help in all aspects of football, being able to defeat blocks, tackle, and prevent injuries more. I'm way stronger in other mental aspects of the game, my approach at the plate, how to play different hitters and all that type of stuff that goes into the game. But once August came around, then it was full football mode. It was kind of cool to get that first football offer, and it also shows people around the area that I'm something other than just a baseball player.
I never saw myself signing to play any college sport, but here I am. I had all my family, my friends. They were just there supporting me, and it was just like a dream come true. When I went on my visit, I feel like the chemistry we had just already just being there, it was fun, it was great. We were laughing, making jokes, and it was I felt like a big family. I feel like that really played a role in me wanting to sign with the team. I've been coming here for the EDGE program here at PSM for the past couple of years. My explosiveness has really gone up, my jumping ability has gone up, my speed has gone up. Some of the plyometrics, curved running, and the change of directions. So I'll be running down the field, next thing you know, I'm running up the field, no problem. I feel like the weight room played a big part. It helped me take my game to the next level. I noticed I was a lot stronger than a lot of the other players, and it was just allowing me to play at a higher level than them.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a great time.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Dealing with joint pains, sprains, strains, or back pain? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, Ortho Express has specialized orthopedic physicians on staff when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Friday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more.
All right, welcome everybody to our 2024 Senior Signing Celebration at Empowered Sports Club. I have my wonderful co-host here, Kelsey Herber from Huntington University, an amazing volleyball coach, former player,
Yes.
outside hitter, stud, might I add.
Oh my goodness, thank you. This is so kind of an introduction.
Yeah, and so, it's awesome to have you here. It's great to be able to do this again with you.
Yes.
Get ready to go through a long list of amazing seniors who are going to be finishing up here at Empowered and moving on to the next level.
And that's always a good sign, right? To have a long list of people that we are signing to play at the next level. And so I always enjoy being a part of this celebration. And Mackenzie Shivington is our very first guest tonight. Do you feel special that you get to be number one?
Kind of. It's a little awkward.
Hey, that's okay. We want you to feel comfortable. Why don't you first start off by telling us where you went to high school and how long you've played here at Empowered?
I went to Warsaw High School, and then I played here for 5 years.
Awesome. And then what position do you play?
I'm a setter.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about where you're going to play at the next level and just kind of your journey in making that decision.
Oh, it was a long journey, that's for sure. I'm going to go play at Bellarmine in Louisville, Kentucky.
Awesome.
And it was kind of all of a sudden, out of the blue. I
Sure.
was about to commit to another college, and then at a tournament, they, came up to Ashlee and stuff, and then we started talking, and then I went and visited, and I was like, this is the place
Yes.
the team, and then, the school as well. Everything was just perfect.
Yes, and I'm sure you can speak to this, Will, that happens in recruiting processes sometimes, where out of the blue there becomes this option, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, this is it. This is where I want to be. And the recruiting process, I tell people all the time, can be exciting, it can be exhausting, it can be long. So we're just super excited for you in this next step in your journey.
Thank
so
you.
What fun questions do you want to ask her? We have lots of different options here to get to know her a little better.
Well, yeah, I was actually just going to kind of elaborate a little bit on your journey. I think it was pretty special. I mean, can you touch on, at one time you were looking at DS, libero, setting. We were about to transition. So, I guess touch on that a little bit and how that came together. And now you're going to be a D1 setter.
I feel because you were my coach all the years, too. But with our team, when we play at this kind of a level and stuff, you just got to be ready to fill in any spot that's needed and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes for our team we would need passing and stuff like that or anything. So just being able to switch too. So I was doing a lot of passing as well, and then I've set for a while now, but then sometimes I kind of got burnt out a little bit. So I was maybe trying something else to be more fun. And so
Sure.
just being able to be put in that position, it was fun. So I liked passing and stuff too.
Yes.
So but being able to go for setting and probably being able to pass there too as well would be nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. And that's kind of what we push here, to be well-rounded. Makes you more marketable if you can play a couple of different positions. And you always got to have the mindset that, hey, whatever it takes, coach. And that's what coaches are looking for, even at the college level.
Yes.
You're looking at a kid, well, hey, I need the setter, but, I also, need a DS libero. And, hey, this
Sure.
kid can fill both roles. Now she's more marketable than the kid that can just set. And so when you're comparing and you're recruiting, being able to do both, I think really helped you. And then being a setter, when they were looking for a setter, hey, you've been playing a lot of defense.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guess what? A setter that can play defense,
We
that's
like those.
Yeah. What college doesn't want that? So, yeah, it was neat to watch your journey unfold and how it kind of shaped and molded back and forth. And then I think in the end it came together with a perfect fit. So, yeah, super happy for you. And I guess let's talk about one of your favorite quotes over here. The greatest glory in living lies not in greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but rising every time we fall.
That's good.
Yeah, so tell me where you got that and how that kind of hits home with you.
Actually, my grandpa sent me that one time, through one tournament. It was really rough for me. I wasn't playing my best and stuff, and I was just what am I doing wrong? Why am I not doing this stuff that I know how to do and stuff like that? And so I don't know where he found it. He probably just looked it up or something, but he sent it to me, and so it's just stuck with me ever since.
Wow.
Yeah, no, and honestly, that's probably why you have the grit that you do to fight through in tough times. And anybody who's been a champion, will tell you they've failed probably more times than they've been successful. And so it's not failing, it's getting back up and rising to the challenge when you do fail that really leads to greatness, and that's where that something special comes in. And so that's great. I guess one little piece in wrapping this up is, what's a piece of advice you'd like to give to a younger athlete who may be listening right now, about the journey or just about the game, to something maybe they could hold on to
enjoy your time playing, because I know everyone always tells you as a kid it goes by fast, but when you're that kid carrying that, you're no, it doesn't, it's taking forever,
yes,
why am I not done with school yet, whatever. But all of a sudden you get done and it's just flies. I graduated early this year, and everyone was saying enjoy your years of high school and stuff like that, and your last season playing volleyball. And now I look back and we're already done with school. I'm already done with school and I'm already done with volleyball, and it's just I still can remember playing 7th grade year in middle school, and it just went by so fast. So just enjoy your moments while you have them.
That is such good advice. Thank you so much for kicking us off.
Thank
you did a great job. And so what you get to do is you get to go send us the next person over here, okay?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Of course. Thank you, Mackenzie.
Great job.
Yes, you rocked it.
Are we muted in between? Are we talking through? Yeah, we're
okay.
talking.
Sounds good. Come on over.
Look at that. The next one up, and she's bringing us an amazing clipboard over here.
Wow, so helpful. Have a seat. Put on your headphones.
There you go. You
Thank
can use that clipboard. We are dealing with some wind over here if nobody knows why we're trying to get some clipboards and get some papers
but we're going to work through it.
Over here.
It's going to be great. So, Miss Abby Cressy, congratulations on playing at the next level at Dayton. Tell us a little bit about your journey in making that decision. What was your recruiting process like?
It wasn't super stressful, but sometimes it was. It was just fun too, also just to talk to different coaches and get to know different colleges. But it kind of got it got more stressful my junior year, definitely, and
sure.
A lot more colleges talking to me. But it was definitely enjoyable, and yeah.
Good. Did you have a specific moment when you knew where you were going to go and where you were going to commit?
After my visit at Dayton, I knew it was just super cool just to see the team and the coaches, just how they had a great relationship together. That was something super big. So I think right after the visit, I kind of knew.
Yes, absolutely.
Kind of aha moment when you feel like this is home, and you feel like you can see yourself, interacting with the girls and with the team and the coach. Yeah, that's amazing.
Very good. I love it. Well, we have several questions that you answered in the past that we're going to ask you about to share with us. And so, first of all, tell us a little bit about what you are going to major in and how you chose to do that.
I'm not for sure. I'm a little undecided still, but I'm leaning towards marketing.
Nice.
It's kind of I had an internship with someone that did marketing, and it was cool to just I really like designing stuff and being creative, so kind of the more graphic designing part of marketing is what I liked, so I was just thinking about that more.
Yes, that's really neat. I love that. Now I have to put you on the spot a little bit because you've been Abby's coach, so what impresses you the most about her? What do you think will make her successful at the next level?
Well, a couple different things. One, I think she's just an amazing teammate. As everyone knows, Abby, they love her because she's just a fun-loving, just a very kind, loving person just by nature. She's a strong Christian, and really, has been raised well by her family and comes from a big family. So she knows how to interact with people, and so everybody loves her. So I have no doubt that the team will love her. She'll fit in great, and they'll really welcome her to the team and appreciate what she brings to the culture. But I think they'll really be surprised, and watching her develop over the years and gain confidence, you know, because it's got to be tough. You know, when you're 6'4" at, what, 14, you know, originally 13, 14, you're going to be a little shy. You're going to feel a little awkward, you know, and you're going to think maybe this height is a curse. You don't realize it's a blessing and all the gifts and talents you've given. And so I think she played a little small when she was young and a little shy and didn't necessarily have the confidence, but it's been beautiful to watch as she's grown over the years and just watch her to gain confidence, just strength, just as a leader, be more vocal, start to, you know, go from being really shy and inward, you know, an introvert, to now she's blocking and, you know, we got her flexing sometimes and, you know, and she's running around.
Love that for you.
Yeah, and, you know, she's sharing that enthusiasm and energy that, you know, the team needs after a big kill or a big block, and, you know, and just really the team feeds off of that. So just watching her really gain confidence and strength and just seeing her really start to come into her own and recognize all the gifts and talents she has and really starting to use them. And then, you know, seeing other coaches and college coaches, you know, really seeing the development and, you know, really being able to praise her like, oh, wow, this kid really has grown leaps and bounds, and she's everything that you said she was back then, and everything that we thought we saw in the potential, you know, it's all starting to come, you know, to fruition. And so that to me is the most exciting as a coach, you know. And anybody can take a top kid and make them great, you know, because they're already great, you know. But to take a kid who, you know, maybe is a little shy, maybe is a little, you know, off the radar and not well known, and all of a sudden, you know, to continue to work with them and help them with their confidence, not just on the court training, but the weight room, getting stronger mentally, spiritually, and everything, and then just watch her just take off and blossom and become, you know, one of the top middles in the area, and start to really have the success that you knew she could have, and really start to believe in herself. Is ultimately why we coach, you know, is to help them to start to believe in themselves and, you know, push them until they learn how to push themselves. And so now it's awesome just to watch her, you know, take off and soar, and I can sit back and, you know, kind of watch and just enjoy as kind of a kind of like an uncle, you know, and be able to just be proud.
From coach
and watch.
to uncle, there you have it, folks.
And we've got so many in the family, and we've obviously worked with her two older sisters and watching Kara at Louisville crush it, and the younger sisters coming. I mean, it's just awesome just watching the family and being a part of it, and just watching them enjoy growing up and going and being successful. So it's been a blessing.
That is amazing. What is it like to hear him say that? Those are some really nice things.
It feels really good. It's definitely feels good.
Oh, I love to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you played at Blackhawk Christian and you've played here at Empowered for 6 years, and as Will is talking about, you know, maybe some younger girls out there who are trying to figure out if they want to pursue playing at the next level, what would be your advice to them?
I mean, volleyball is like a game of mistakes, and Will has told me that a lot of times. So, like, making aggressive errors is, like, really, like, don't get on yourself for that, because, like, you're growing, and, like, being more aggressive is helping you grow instead of, like, playing soft and, like, I don't know, you can't really grow from just, like, tipping all the time.
Absolutely. That is amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate having you. And now you get to send us the next person.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, Abby.
You. I think that's really neat when you get to the point as a coach where you've coached multiple siblings in a family.
Yeah.
That's also when you know you've been doing it a long time, too.
Well, I was going to say, I'd shaved, so I was hoping you couldn't see all the gray. But, this is now the third Cressy. As you know, with your own family, you know, getting to work with 3 out of the 4 sisters. And so just being able to work with the family and, you know, get to know the family, you know, your family, all of these families over the years, and build long-term relationships that's what it's all about. And that's why we play volleyball. We're involved in the sports community. It's something that's brought a lot to us as a family. You know, my mom, my sister, you know, everyone played, sister, brother-in-law, you know, everyone. And a lot of us work here. So it is really a big family, something we do as a family for fun, but also now as a business and a ministry. And to see other families enjoy that same, you know, lifestyle and that same really life, and, you know, watch each sibling kind of grow up in it and then get involved in it and then go on to be successful. And we've got now some coming back to coach and some to go on and, you know, to do great things and be involved in the organization. To me, that's the full cycle, and really where we start to have success, because now we have alumni coming back and they can say, like, no, this is real and it works. And what they're saying, the process, does
Yes.
lead to these results. And now you can take all of your wisdom that you gained along the way after our journey and
Yes.
be able to pour back into these new kids like Miss Maya Etzler,
Hello.
who are excited to celebrate, getting ready to go off to college. And finally, I'm sure you're done with high school, the commitment. So tell us a little bit. So not only were you an amazing volleyball player, but you were an amazing basketball player too. So let's touch on
You
just
go,
a little
girl.
bit. Let's talk about your career in high school and just as a multi-sport athlete.
I've played basketball and volleyball pretty much my whole life. I played softball a couple years, did dance for a year, so I've done multiple different sports.
Singing?
Yeah, I do that also.
Oh my goodness! What talent do you not have? She
My
can't
vertical.
Think of anything. We got some height to make up for that. It's fine.
My freshman year, I narrowed it down. Actually, middle school, I narrowed it down to just basketball and volleyball. And my freshman year of high school, I was a starter as a freshman along with my other best friend, Callie Gregory. She was a freshman as well. And we had a really young team, but we ended up making it to state that year. So it kind of built my love for basketball a little more because I lost it a little in middle school. And then my sophomore year went downhill a little more. And then junior year, I decided not to play at all and focused only on volleyball. Then this year, God really just spoke to me, and for some reason I felt the need that I needed to play, and I prayed for a sign and I got it, so I played, and we made it back to state this year. And
Wow.
yeah, so I was really just grateful that he gave me that sign.
Yeah.
I was really happy with my decision. And I also went to state my sophomore year of volleyball, which was a really cool experience because I got to do it for both sports, and I was really, really close to all of my teammates, so it just made it that much more special.
That is amazing, and not many people can say that they went to state in general, let alone for multiple sports. And so that's an incredible experience that you get to take with you moving forward as you further your volleyball career, is that you're coming in with this experience of having had success in multiple sports. And I think that really does prepare an athlete mentally for the challenges that could lie ahead.
Yeah.
So you're going to Ashland University. How did you decide that that's where you wanted to go? Was there a specific moment you knew that was going to be home for you?
Well, I was in communications with a couple of different schools. I went on a visit to Ashland, and that day it was the weather was horrible, and that kind of just put a toll on the whole day. And I left campus thinking I don't know if that's the place I'm gonna be. But then as I sat over time and just thought about it, I really I think I was only focused on I shouldn't go there because of this. I shouldn't go there because of this. But then I started thinking about all the positives, and it really changed my mind. And I absolutely love the coaches. They have so much love for every single girl on the team, and that just really spoke to me. And I've gotten to know the girls more over the past couple of months, which really has brought me a lot of joy because I know that they're going to care for me the next 4 years. And also my brother will be there for his 6th year to get his master's, so that I'm already going to have a piece of home with me there. So which that makes me feel a lot better.
That is amazing. I love to hear that. I have one of my players in the past said that one of the reasons she chose to come play for me is because it was the only college visit she went on that it didn't rain that day. So weather plays a role here, folks. So I'm going to start canceling visits when it's raining and just listen, don't come, because then you're going to think it's a sign not to be here. But you push through the weather. You realize that is what was going to be the best place for you and truly what you could call home. And that's really amazing. So what fun questions do we get to ask her today?
Well, honestly, I kind of just building on the advice. I mean, because really I think what you're dropping is some good nuggets when it comes to recruiting. The fact you were a multi-sport athlete, obviously that was something we worked through, and we encourage. I want athletes to play as long as they can, as long as they love both sports. And, it makes it harder where, as you know, you had to get extra reps, and that can be tough. But you're dropping wisdom there. I mean, it makes you a better athlete playing multiple sports, keeps you from getting burnt out. What else, you talked about recruiting. What else wisdom do you think, what's a little jewel you can leave with the next generation that you've kind of learned, through the process, whether it's recruiting, training, coaching, whether it's a little quote you left on here, what's something you could leave with them?
Well, I mean, I definitely would tell the younger generation, it was definitely hard mentally and physically trying to do both sports at one time. I was just trying to make everyone happy, and that's pretty impossible to do. So I guess I'd just tell my younger generation or whoever is wanting to do the same thing that I did, that you just need to focus on what you want to do and what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, I can't satisfy everyone at the same time. So I really just needed to focus on what made me happy, and I didn't really necessarily focus on that enough, and I wish I would have. So that's the main thing I would tell younger kids.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think you did a good job, at least on our side, communicating what your dreams and passions were. And, yeah, like I always told you, people who truly care about you and the program are going to want you to fulfill your dreams. And, you know, I think you were able to flourish, and hopefully we gave you the freedom to do both. Looks, I think the results showed for themselves. And I think, your journey has been awesome to watch you go through some injuries, fight the adversity of, trying to make everybody happy, and really being highly successful in a couple sports, and traveling an hour and 15 minutes to try to come over here on top of it. I mean, that's
dedication.
Yeah, it takes a lot of hard work and commitment and dedication. So I think that's huge, and it shows that, encouragement to anybody. You can do it. You can play multiple sports. It takes a lot of time and commitment and a lot out of your family. I know you had a big support system, which is amazing. So, really having all of that, makes it possible. So you can be a multi-sport athlete. It's a good encouragement, and, you really should be fulfilling your dreams, because at the end of the day, you're the ones who are going to have to live with yourself and your choices, and it's not the coaches, your high school coaches, or anybody else's dreams.
That's right.
You got to really try to seek God, and it looks like you did, and everything came together perfectly, We're excited to come watch you over in Ashland next year.
Thank you. Yes, very good. Well, thank you so much for your time. We wish you the absolute best, and you can send us our next person.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. I appreciate what she had to share, because as a fellow people pleaser, that's what comes naturally to me. It's good to hear that for someone to say, hey, at the end of the day, you've got to choose what you believe is best for you, because it's your life at the end of the day. You're the one who has to live with those consequences.
For sure.
That can come from that.
Yeah, ultimately that led me to a lot of bad choices, is trying to be cool and trying to fit in and trying to be popular, and you ultimately find out that none of those people in the end, when I got in all my trouble, none of those people cared that I was there, and so ultimately you got to think about you and, your purpose and calling in life and what God has for you. And so, it's awesome.
Very good.
Speaking of God, we have a young Blackhawk Christian athlete over here, state champion.
You never know where that's going to go, right? Speaking of God, here is so-and-so. You're like, what? Are you saying I really need him? Or what is it going to be? I love it.
So I didn't mean to scare you with that lead in. I won't even mention that you were late or anything like that.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
The traffic was bad by Sport 1.
Hey, it happens. It happens. Allie, we are just so happy that you are here.
Yes, safely.
Yes, and here safely. Fill us in a little bit on your recruiting journey, where you're going next year, and in what moment you knew that was going to be the best place for you.
So I've always known I wanted to play volleyball in college, and that's always been a goal of mine. And especially this year and last year, it's been about that recruiting process. So I went on a lot of visits, and I found some schools I really loved. But it was actually funny because Trinity Christian College, their coach reached out to me, I hadn't heard about it at all.
Yeah.
And then I visited there, and it just felt so right. And the girls there and the community and everything, I'm this is what I'm looking for in a college. And it kind of just clicked, and I had that peace as soon as I was I this is where I want to go. I made my decision the next day, and I was Mom, this is where I want to go.
Yes. It's so neat to hear people talk about their recruiting process and talk about that feeling that they got. And sometimes it's even hard to put words to. You can make a list of all of the positives in going to a certain place, but there's this indescribable feeling that you get where you're this is it. This is going to be home. This is where I can see myself the next 4 years. And so I'm so grateful that you've had that experience. Do you know what you're going to major in?
I'm planning on majoring in secondary English education.
Very cool. How did you decide that's what you wanted to do?
Well, my mom is an English teacher, and my sister's an English teacher, and my grandma was an English teacher.
Oh my
so it kind of runs in the family, but more than that, I love to read and write, and I just love helping people, and I feel that's good. A good way for me to minister to people is teaching, and I really think that's a way that can connect me with students who might need help or might need an outlet, and I just really am looking forward to it.
That is amazing. I'm so excited to hear that. Very good. Well, we've been talking to a lot of our athletes today about what advice would you give, to younger athletes who say, hey, I want to be sitting in that chair someday. I want to be making that decision. What advice would you give to them?
I would just say keep working, because I think a lot of times it's hard and you're not going to see the results like right away when you're putting in that extra work. Like
Sure.
It's going to take a while, but stay consistent and continue to work hard and having that positive attitude, because it will pay off eventually.
That is great advice. Will, is there anything you want to add for Allie?
No, I mean, I think you really kind of summed it all up. I mean, yeah, you get great advice. I mean, it really does. It comes down to hard work. And
Yes.
I think I see too many people give up when they're too close to success and not realizing, like, if you just push through a little longer,
Yes.
you're right there. But it's tough. Whether you're in the weight room, it takes years to make gains. Same thing in sports, it takes years and thousands of reps.
Yes.
But it's well worth it if you'll put the time in, the success that you'll get. So, no, I think that's great. I mean, do you have anything else? Any parting words of wisdom? I mean, you just crushed this interview.
I know, you're rocking it. I'm like, I want to hear more from you.
What else do you have for us? Do you have anything?
Not really. I'm just really excited to take this next step and continue my volleyball journey and just continue schooling at Trinity.
Yeah, we're excited, and honestly, with your heart and the love and the joy that you have and bring every day, I have no doubt you'll be an amazing teacher, and God will really use you on that platform and with all those kids. So we wish you the best, and
Yes.
hopefully we'll see you every break, and you'll be here one day coaching.
Maybe.
That's awesome. I love it. Well, thank you, Allie. We really appreciate it. So you can actually put your headphones here and send us the next person, okay?
Thank you,
We
Allie.
wish you the best. Yeah, she rocked it. She's rocking her interviews. I love it. Come on over. You can put on the headphones. It's a little windy, but we're making it work.
No problem.
All right, Miss Leah Forstay, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your recruiting journey. I tell people all the time, it can be exhausting, it can be exciting, but
Yeah.
tell us about your journey and how you made your decision and where you're going.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it started sophomore year. I knew I wanted to play volleyball in college, and I actually reached out to the Grace coach and inquired to see if that would be possible and what I needed to do. And then she said to reach back out my senior year, and so then this past fall I reached back out and we had a meeting. And she talked to my coaches, and I'm going to Grace College, by the way.
You're like, Aiden, if you didn't put that together yet, that is where I'm going.
But, and that's awesome that you reached out and
Yes.
realized, a lot of people just think, just everyone comes knocking, and
Right.
no, this is your dream, There's over 2,000 schools, and there's now over 400,000 kids
Right.
playing in high
Yeah.
school now,
Wow.
girls.
Yeah.
So, you got to take some initiative. So that's great to hear that you didn't just reach out, and not just reach out one time.
Yes.
You followed up and
Yeah.
did exactly, and I'm sure to that coach, she was
Yes.
like, hey, she
Yeah.
reached out. I want to see an athlete take the initiative.
Yes.
And I've heard that from a lot of college coaches. If they've got two kids they're recruiting, one that reached out and one's
Yes.
one that I had to reach out to.
Yeah.
I know this kid actually did some research, know something about the
Right.
school, took the initiative, came
Right.
looking for me. This kid, I don't know how interested they are. How much time am I going to spend? Everybody else is recruiting them too. So. Yeah, the fact you showed the initiative, I think, is huge. So big kudos to you.
Thank you.
You did that your freshman or sophomore year?
Yeah, my sophomore year.
Oh,
That's awesome. She got
15,
started
16 years
early.
old.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
That's
love to
huge.
see it. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you went to Lakeland Christian
I
High
did.
School, and you played here at Empowered for just 1 year.
Just 1
But I
year.
have to ask, what has been your either favorite memory or the best part of playing here at Empowered for a year?
Well, first off, thank you, Will, for this opportunity. I've learned so much through
Sweet.
just 1 year. Honestly, I regret not playing earlier in club. But honestly, the team and the coaching staff, I've really enjoyed them. I've learned so much. I feel like I've gained a lot more knowledge about volleyball that I didn't even know before starting. So, yeah, I really appreciate it.
Oh, no. Honestly, that's why we do what we do. I mean, for opportunities like that. Because
Yeah.
somebody gave that opportunity to me.
Yeah. Yes.
So, no, thank you for
And
coming and choosing us.
Yeah, I honestly don't think I would have played, and continue to play and go to the next step without this year. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really sweet, you guys. And I love hearing that, how important Empowered has played
Very.
a role in that journey
Yeah.
for you. And
Yeah.
just to see your gratitude in that, I think is really beautiful. So looking forward,
Right.
what are you planning to major in?
Well, right now I'm planning to major in digital marketing.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
I have an internship currently at a boutique, and I've been doing a lot of marketing for them, and so I want to
Love
pursue
that.
that.
That
Yeah.
is really exciting to
Yeah.
get that real world experience too in
Right.
digital marketing. I think it is something we're going to need for a very long time.
Yeah,
So
I'm just
job security.
disappointed I didn't find this out sooner. We could have used you all season long with some social media and everything.
Oh, I love it. That is awesome. Well, we've been asking some people what is your favorite quote, and so we have here what you said. Do you
Okay.
remember what you said?
I believe it was a quote from Michael Jordan.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
it was too. It says, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard,
Yeah.
right? I'm
Yeah.
almost positive that's who said that. So tell us a little bit about what that has meant to you.
I heard that quote, I think, my volleyball season of sophomore year, and I just really took it to heart because I wasn't really working hard, and I was kind of at the top, and then I realized, like, I'll lose my spot, and, like, working hard is important. And so I kind of wanted to gain that back and just have that drive and that tenacity. So
I love that.
Yeah.
No, you hit it
So
on the
good.
head because I've seen too many talented individuals underachieve, and then I've seen kids with not as much talent but hard
Yes.
work, dedication, all the commitment, and all those intangibles, have far more success and surpass those kids with talent. So, yeah, no, I think that's great words of wisdom to any future athlete. So yeah, I thank you for just all the kind words, and honestly, it's been amazing having you here, getting to know you a little bit. I know I didn't get to coach you, but I got to coach against you. I know we scrimmage against you guys a lot, and I was able to help you a little bit here and there. But it's always great seeing your smile every day and seeing the joy that you brought to the team. And yeah, I'm glad that we got to just be a part of your journey, even if it was for a year. And hopefully the journey will continue on, and you being close, like I tell all our athletes, we're always here, and we're always hopeful that you'll come back during the summer and train with us, help the next generation and give back and try to inspire them, and coach and just stay involved and stay a part of the family. So can't wait to watch you be successful and go watch you over there.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Awesome. Well, very good. We wish you the best. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much.
You get to send us the next person.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Very good. That was so sweet what she had to say. I really appreciated hearing that, how 1 year has been so transformative. Hello, Miss Keela Garton. You can put on your headset. Am I allowed to have a favorite of the evening? Because I'm just going to say live that this is my favorite one of the evening because you are committed to Huntington University, so you're coming to play for me next year. So I think I'm allowed to say it,
There's
right?
a little favoritism. I think you can say that on air.
I think I can say it. So tell us a little bit about your recruiting journey.
Well, it's kind of interesting. I started recruiting probably in about freshman year, and then I was just like consistently just trying to reach out every single weekend, every single tournament, just trying to keep everyone updated on how I was doing in recruiting process. And then I had an injury, so then it kind of all I feel like got put on pause. So I feel like then when it came to senior year, I really had to prove myself that I was capable of still playing at the next level.
Yeah.
So it was a good mix of emotions because I feel like still at the same time that injury really helped me find where I wanted to be.
Yeah, well, obviously that's neat to hear you see the good in that. We were just talking about earlier that athletes will run into the adversity of an injury and how challenging that can be in the journey. And I think it's so neat that you can see good in it, something to be grateful for and where it's led you now, which is really exciting. So we both have had the honor and privilege of coaching Keela. And so, one thing I just want to say, Keela, is throughout the recruiting process, watching you play, getting to have you now in our gym a few times at Huntington, I just think your court presence is undeniable in terms of what it brings to that side of the floor. You're vocal, and that is one thing that if you walk by your court, you will hear Keela. You're always going to hear Keela, and I love how communicative you are, the enthusiasm, the energy that you bring. You're a phenomenal teammate, and that just goes along then with your athleticism and your talent, and that you've been trained so fundamentally well. And so to me, you're the full package as an athlete and as a person, and I just feel very honored to get to be your coach at the next level, and I'm looking forward to all of the memories that we're going to be able to form together.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Of course, of course. What do you want to know about what Keela has to say today?
Well, honestly, I mean, obviously I've gotten to coach her, you know, and then I've watched her grow up in the Leo program, you know, playing for my wife. And so, yeah, I just can't reiterate enough, I mean, what you said. But I wanted to touch on the one piece that really stands out, and I probably heard the most in the recruiting process from all the coaches, was just the energy, her court presence, like you talked about. And I think, you know, that's some words of wisdom. And I want to maybe ask you, you know, like, where did that come from? You know, who encouraged you? Did somebody at some point tell you, like, hey, you want to be a leader, this is what you got to do? Because I do feel, you know, you lead, your energy, your enthusiasm, your, you know, as a teammate, your love towards your team is phenomenal. And it is next level. And so, yeah, where did that come from?
It's a good question.
Honestly, I've never really been asked that. So I just feel like the love of the game at the first start of just like, I remember when Ashlee came to me 8th grade year and she's like, I want you to be on varsity, but you have to prove yourself. And I was like, okay, like I will prove myself. And I was like, if I can't swing that day and I can't serve or something like that, I know somebody will hear me, somebody will know I'm leading them, I can encourage them, just like trying to determine the game in a different aspect. And I feel like also my 13th year when Tyler was my coach, I feel like he really just like reiterated it into me and just being like, you need to lead, like I want you to lead, I see this. So just like having like support from you guys, just like saying that, like I feel like also like as hard as it is when it gets into like that 5th set and it's exhausting and but like hearing people just say that is like encouraging and just like wants me to continue to do it.
That's really neat. And I love what you said about even if maybe the swings aren't going in the court that day or your serve feels off, that's one thing you know without a doubt you can bring to enhance the team and help the team be successful. And I remember when you were younger, and I know we've talked about this story, so I know you remember it too, but I was here coaching, and I remember I was helping out on your floor while my team was doing their strength and conditioning. And I remember hearing her and watching her and just being in awe of that court presence and that energy. And I remember I came up to you and I just was like, you are such an amazing teammate. Like, keep up what you're doing. And you were so sweet and just were like, thank you so much. And so I think back to that moment often and then where we are sitting now, and it just feels very, very special to me.
It really does, yeah.
Yeah, no, and so I think that's, to me, a big takeaway. And for any kids watching, for parents, anybody, I mean, to me, that energy, that presence, you know, on the court, when a coach walks up and when you're looking for somebody to, you know, to help be a leader and build a culture, you know, when they look at you, you're either going to be, you know, adding value to your stock or you're going to be decreasing your stock. And a lot of people think, well, I play hard. I lead by my play. And it's like, well, yeah, you should lead by your play too.
Yes.
But you should also lead vocally and your facial expressions, your body language, all of those things. And I get it. It's not your personality all the time, but if that's what your team needs you to do to win, put your pom-poms on if that's what it takes. So I think that really raised your stock. And even all through even ACL and the question, could you jump again? Could you hit again? You know, what's your future physically look like? Every single coach said, I still want her because of that presence that you bring. And so that's the controllables. And I think, if all kids can understand that and realize if you bring that, you can control that every day. It doesn't matter physically how you feel, how you play, perform, anything. You can still add value and be on the court even if you bring that every time. And so you've done a phenomenal job of that. Is there any other words of wisdom you'd like to leave before you go? Something you'd like to leave for the next generation or a parent, coach about the process or just the game?
Just take everything in while you can, because you never know when life is going to change. So just take in the people that you have in your life and never take anything for granted.
Yes, that is such good advice. And I was thinking too, you know, I was there when you had your injury. And I just want to say and reiterate what you had to say about her, that as someone who was recruiting you in that moment, not once did it cross my mind to say, oh no, she's injured, I'm going to stop recruiting her now. I knew you were the type of person who would put in the work to come back and be an even better version of yourself. And I still believe that wholeheartedly. And so that's been really neat to see. So I'm wishing you the best because we get to go on this journey together. But thank you so much for everything you've shared.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you,
guys.
Keela.
Very
Congratulations.
good. You can send us the next person. I love talking about that court presence and energy. It really makes a huge difference on your side. Hello.
What's up,
Put
Leah?
your headshot or your little headphones on. Very good. You get to join us now, Leah Henderson, going to Grace next year. Tell us a little bit about your recruiting process and your journey and why Grace.
Yeah, so I started with, my first visit was Huntington, actually.
Was that your first visit ever?
I think so.
I feel honored. I couldn't remember if it was your very first one or not.
I think it might have been. And then I also visited Valpo, but that was more academic centered. And then actually so my mom was like, hey, I think like the volleyball coach really likes you and she's been watching you for a while.
Yeah.
I think that you should just give Grace a chance and just, even though it's in your hometown, you should still go and visit just to make sure it's like not for you if that's what you think. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And so I set up a visit and everything with Coach Katie, and I went there and like I had grew up like living on Grace campus.
Yes.
Basically. And going to all the camps and going to like all those things. But when I went to visit, I was like, wow, I really love this.
Yes.
Like I didn't think I'd feel like that like at all. And I like got in the car after and I was like, Mom, I really love it. I think that's where I want to go.
Well, and you bring up such a good point. I think there are times where athletes kind of write off the school that's in their town because it's like, oh no, I've been here all my life. I want something different, but don't always recognize that sometimes that school in your backyard really is a great fit for you and a great place to go.
Yeah, 100%.
So very good. Well, tell us a little bit about what you're thinking about majoring in.
I want to go into pre-veterinary medicine. So, yeah, I've had a passion for that kind of thing for a while now. I mean, I do 4-H, and so I have goats at home and things like that. So I grew up around animals and stuff, and my grandma and grandpa have a farm in Ohio, so I grew up there too.
Wow.
So I've always just had a love for animals and things. So, I mean, I just always loved it, and I was like, I think I want to be a vet. So, yeah.
That's really neat. Again, something that's been a part of your life, and that you want to continue to pursue moving forward. I love that.
Yeah, no, actually, my wife, Ashlee, she's got her brother as a vet and her cousin is a vet. And so, yeah, they're great resources. And I could see, the love that you have. And, I mean, you grow up around animals, you love them. It's a perfect way to continue to stay connected and chase your passion and make a living at it.
Yeah.
So, that's awesome to hear. Congratulations. And, it's exciting, I'm sure for your family, too, knowing that you're going to stay close and Grace. And that is great. You gave it a chance. And so I think that's some kind of words of wisdom for the next generation is give everybody a chance. Don't just write someone off that you don't know or don't necessarily, you haven't given it a full, I guess a fair shake. And staying in your backyard, getting ready to play for your, at Grace for Katie in front of your hometown crowd is going to be exciting.
Yeah.
So I guess what other little words of wisdom besides that could you leave, for any young athlete who's listening or even a parent or coach?
I think I have always lived by always cherishing your the moments you have and always living in the moment. Like my dad is big on motivation and stuff, so he's always been, well, if you're frustrated, just remember you're living and you have to live in the moment and things. So just be thankful for all the time that you have, and because you don't know when it's going to be your last.
Yeah. That's really good advice. I really appreciate you sharing that, and I know that both of us just wish you the absolute best at the next level. And thinking about your younger siblings, and we're talking about the younger generation and what advice could you give them. I just know that they have a great role model in you as a person, as a player. So like I said, we just wish you the absolute best.
Thank you.
So, of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can send us the next person. Hello. You can put your headset on. Miss Aislinn Hogan, welcome.
Hold on, it's back.
Oh, no. Okay. There we go. We got it worked out, everybody. I'm going to let you kick this one off.
Miss Aislinn Hogan, the last of the Hogan tribe.
We've been talking about the siblings that you've coached.
We have. We were mentioning earlier with the Cressies, obviously the Cruz family. the Hogan family. So let's talk about that a little bit. I know it can be tough, having older siblings. I had an older sibling that played sports. What was that like, having two dominant personalities, and studs ahead of you, and how have you carved out your own path? And you really, you have, and I've been excited to watch you really come into your own and grow these last couple of years and kind of carve out your own lane. So tell us about that.
I really just use them as an example of how I wanted to play. Like my second oldest sister, she was a setter, so I'd always look up to her, and she would always help me train. And then Delaney was just such a great player overall, so I just always enjoyed watching them and used them as my inspiration.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. As someone who has 3 sisters, I'm like, that is so sweet that you can look at that experience and say, they were an example and an encouragement to me.
Yeah. Was that ever tough, though? I think for Belle, maybe she struggled for a little bit, but I feel like came out of it, getting her own position and owning that and becoming a stud setter. Did you ever struggle, or were you always maybe just because you were younger, they were just the big sisters that just inspired you?
Yeah, I don't really think I ever struggled. It was more of just like the joy of watching them and growing up to be like them.
Yeah.
So
that's really sweet. And I'm sure there are people who have a different experience with that. So I think it's special.
Sometimes you're in their shadows, or you see the father who plays in the NBA, and then their son, is he going to go to the NBA? It's always the son. So it can be tough, but I do feel like, you flourished, and I didn't ever really see it affect you negatively. That's awesome that you always were inspired, and you got a couple of phenomenal sisters that are, inspirational. And so that's nice to have in the family.
Absolutely.
So you want to go to?
Sure. Well, you're going to IU East, and you've played here at Empowered for 6 years, and then went to Bishop Dwenger for high school. So giving everybody a little background, tell us a little bit about your recruiting journey. I think it's really interesting to hear how people made the decision that they did.
Yeah, it was kind of stressful, really. I got started in it kind of late, so it was just even more stressful trying to find the right place, but ended up working out because I really loved IU East, and I'm just excited to go there.
That is incredible. What do you think about majoring in?
Athletic training.
Ooh, very good. How did you decide to do that?
I took a class a couple years ago, anatomy and physiology, and I just really liked everything we did in that class, and I just thought that this would be the best way to go into it, and I could still work with athletes instead of having to play. I can still be tied to the sport.
Sure. Very good. Do you have a favorite quote that you could share with us?
It was,
I also have it here if you need a cheat sheet.
We all have one life. It's your duty to live it as fully as possible. Ooh. It's from one of my favorite movies, Me Before You. When I just heard that, I was like, that's a great quote. That's inspirational. You have one life. Don't waste it.
Yes.
Do what you love, and
How do you think that's applied to your volleyball career, that quote and that concept?
I think, playing volleyball, it's what I love. So it's living my life to the fullest, being able to play volleyball and just have that in my life.
That is so good. I appreciate that. So we've been talking to each athlete about the younger generation, younger girls who would maybe say, I want to be sitting where she's sitting someday. I want to be doing this interview. What advice do you have for those girls who want to play at the next level?
I would say just do your own thing. Don't do what other people are doing. There were times where I thought maybe volleyball wasn't for me, but I stuck with it because I ended up falling in love with it.
Yes.
But if you're one of those girls who thinks volleyball isn't for you, don't try and force yourself into it.
Very good. Thank you for sharing that. Anything else that you want to add, Will?
No, I'm just excited to watch you go on and be successful. And, I've had a fun time, getting to coach you over the years. And honestly, being able to watch you, this year from across the net and being able to push you from that side and challenge you on that side. I've just really been excited to watch, you continue to grow and gain confidence. And, I think you're going to crush it, for Kim and those guys at IU East. And I have no doubt that you're going to have a successful career like your sisters. And, and we're excited to, come support you. And hopefully you can come back and, be a part of the family on the coaching staff. So.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you, Ashlee. We wish you the best.
Thank you
for your time.
Ace.
You can send us the next person, too. I love that you're recruiting some coaches today too.
Yeah.
You're like, by the way, remember to come back and continue to invest. Hello, you can put your headset on.
Yeah, to me that kind of completes the cycle because there's no better supporter, or they talk about any business, the culture. You got to have everybody on the team who believes in the vision, the mission, and supports it. And who better than somebody who's been through it, who sees that it actually works and that it's for real and has had the success, and then be able to come back and share with the next generation. So, yeah, to me, those are the most impactful people that have, you've lived it, you've been there, done that.
Yep.
And so, you're not just marketing and selling something. It's, I've lived it and it works. And so, without further ado, one of our soon-to-be alumni, this has officially graduated yet, but Miss Sadie Humberger. Let's tell us a little about your experience. We're going to Indiana Wesleyan, and you're from Warsaw. It's fairly close to home. How did you choose Indiana Wesleyan? What do you think about majoring in?
So I chose Indiana Wesleyan because I love the campus. I went to a church camp called Momentum. And I just really loved the campus when I was there, so I took a tour. Absolutely loved it. Met with Coach Moats. Absolute, the best coach ever.
She's amazing.
Just loved her. Loved the girls. They were all super nice. We took another tour a couple months later just to kind of finalize it because I was between that and Grace. And I just ended up choosing Indiana Wesleyan because I wanted to be far enough from home, but also still close enough to home where I can go see my parents. But and then I think I'm gonna do elementary education to be a teacher. So
very cool. I love to hear that. Did you have a specific moment where you knew Indiana Wesleyan is where I'm going to go?
I'm trying to think.
And it's okay if you did. So some people have this moment that they can remember where they're like, that's it.
Honestly, just like the church camp, it made me love it, and just I could tell that the atmosphere, even though those aren't the people that go to Indiana Wesleyan, but it's still the same atmosphere and the same just
culture and environment.
Culture. And I just felt like that's definitely where I belong, just to grow my faith, and I just felt like it was home as soon as I stepped on the campus, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've had great success. Coach Moats has been there forever. She's amazing. We actually just had a guest speaker here. We just did a Power of Positive Leadership. And had one of their speakers come in, and they were actually at IWU yesterday speaking.
Oh, really?
And then came up here to speak to our leadership. So I know she's doing amazing things. I've seen her on the court, but I know what she's doing off the courts, what she's doing to develop her athletes and leaders in their community. So, I think you're going to thrive underneath her and have great success. And so, you're in a great program. And so, I guess with that, words of wisdom for, the next generation. What did you learn in this process as you were trying to figure out where you wanted to go and you were kind of weighing all your options?
Honestly, just explore all of your options because you never know what can change. From when I was a little kid, I was like, I'm going to Grace, so I can be close to my parents and everything. And then I got to Indiana Wesleyan, and it just completely changed overnight. And I was like, this is definitely where I belong. And it was just take everything in and explore all of your options because you never know.
And then I think that leads you to feel more confident in the decision you make. If you've explored all of these options, then when you say this is where I want to be, you know that you have confidence in that decision because you've seen what's out there. So I think that's great advice. You've been here at Empowered for 5 years, so I got to ask, what is either your best memory or funniest memory that you've had since you've been here?
Oh my gosh.
Too many to count, right?
Yeah. Put me on the spot. Honestly, just my entire 16s year, I absolutely loved all those girls. We had so much fun at the hotels. It was just so fun. Going out to dinner.
Yes.
Just having a really good group of girls around for however long it is just amazing, and it was just really, really fun.
That's awesome. I'm glad you had such a good year.
Well,
we just wish you the absolute best. And like Will said, we know you're going to thrive and are really excited for you. So thank you so much for your time. And you can send us our next person.
Thank you, Sadie.
Yeah, Coach Moats, she gets a shout out today because she is absolutely incredible. She, being a coach in her same conference, she sets the bar very high. And I think all of us coaches learn so much from her. Hello, you can put on your headset.
What's up, Tyrell?
Tyrell Johnson. I'm really excited because you're going to Huntington University. I'm the women's coach there.
Yeah.
So you get to be a part of the first ever men's team at Huntington, which is incredible. So tell us a little bit about your journey and how you landed on going to Huntington.
So basically, I started volleyball last year for Homestead High School. It was fun. I enjoyed it. So then I heard about Empowered, and then a bunch of people were trying out for that. So I went to that tryout, and then I ended up making the 18 black team. So after that season, I got a lot better, and then I went and played for Homestead again, and we were at practice. And then Huntington coach, he came in to watch some of us practice, and then he was talking to me about going there, and then I visited the campus. I liked it. And then the program, they have what I want to do for school there. So it just all kind of lined up, and I wanted to just go play for them.
That's awesome. What are you thinking about majoring in?
Computer science.
Very good. Very good. Well, that's exciting that, you haven't even been playing for that long yet. Here you are, and it shows what hard work can do.
Yeah, no, 100%. And yeah, as Tyrell just mentioned, only playing 1 year coming out just after high school, had the opportunity to work with him on our 18s, and just to be able to watch somebody, who just started, be able to make, the improvements that he did, just goes to his, his commitment and why he was there, and then just his coachability, and being able to adapt and apply what we were telling him. And then just right now, the growth of, men's, volleyball right now,
it's incredible.
The opportunities. Literally, as he talked about with Huntington starting, we were getting phone calls from 3 different colleges that all, were starting programs this year and needing guys. And it's a great opportunity for these guys that, you can go to college, you can get money, you can get a degree, you can play a sport that you love.
Yes.
In a relatively short amount of time, you know, and not have to play, for 10 years, 12 years. And so with, enough hard work, dedication, and some good training, right now there's huge opportunities for guys in the men's game. So I'm excited to watch the men's game continue to grow and more programs. And yeah, I'm excited to watch you go and be a part of the first program and be a part of the history. And so I guess we've been talking about, kind of words of wisdom, for the next generation. What's something that you learned along the way through the club, through, the recruiting process that you could maybe, encourage the next generation that might be listening?
I would probably say not to commit to one college too early, because if you get better, like if you commit too early and you start getting a lot better, and a lot of other colleges that you wanted to go to start coming to you and asking you, you've already committed to another college. And also to focus a lot more on not just the college you're going to play the sport, you want to focus on what you want to do with your life afterward.
Yeah. That's definitely wise words. Like we tell anybody, you're one landing, one injury away from sports being over with.
Yeah.
And can you still go to that school and get a degree and finish? Or, are you just there for sports? Yep. So we definitely want you to find the right fit. So sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders, and obviously I knew that and got to know you a little bit. I got to meet your mother, and it sounds like that's a lot where your strength comes from, and she's definitely wise. What other areas you gather strength from? Where do you get this wise mentality from at a young age?
I think it was mostly my mother, because she's been there a lot. Obviously, my dad hasn't. So she's been my main source of confidence and teaches me everything I know. So I think her and how smart she is and the wisdom that she has just passed on to me.
Yeah, shout out to Mom if you're watching right now.
That's so kind. I love to hear that.
Hey, I'm a mama's boy. My mom's walking around over here. She taught me everything I know, and is why I'm the man I am today. So I'd love to hear the shout out.
That's really sweet. I am a mom to a son. I hope someday he can say the same about me, but he's only 2, so to be determined, folks.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got a good start now.
I'm doing my best. Doing my best. Well, you only played here at Empowered for a year, but what would you say was your favorite memory?
I think when we were down in Chicago, we had the whole team gather. We walk around the city, getting food. We were just hanging out and getting closer as a team. I think that was really fun and really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Very
the memories,
cool.
Yeah. There's nothing better than the sports memories of bonding with the team, and and now you're going to make something with the college, a team, and usually that's the memories and the relationships that you carry on into life. And so I wish you the best, and we're excited to come watch you and come support you, and we're always here for you, as you know.
Yep.
So it's been a privilege being able to work with you this year.
Thank you.
And actually we get to do the short season,
I
get another 5 weeks with you, and
nice.
we're taking a team down to nationals down in Florida.
Neat.
for the short season here at the end. So, yeah, get
Very
to work with him
cool.
for a few more weeks before he goes.
Yeah, and then I'll see you on campus, I'm
Yeah.
sure, in the gym. You know,
Yeah.
we'll run into each other. So very good. Thank you for your time. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. You can
All right.
send us the next person.
Thanks, Tyrell.
That's the first guy that we've ever interviewed, I think, in one
It
of these
is the
senior
first guy.
signings. So that feels really special.
And
That's
we-
exciting.
We do. We have 2 of our guys that are coming tonight.
That's awesome.
Actually,
Hello.
we might have
Put your
3.
headset on.
Oh, we only have 2 that could come tonight. We've got a handful that are going to college next year, but as you know,
That's awesome.
not everybody can make it tonight.
Yes, understandable.
Hello.
But Delaney Kintz got to make it tonight.
Yes,
She did. The most important made it. So
Oh, thank you.
Delaney's here. So yeah, anybody miss? Yeah, sorry about it. No.
That's so funny. Well, very good. Well, tell us a little bit about your recruiting journey. You're going to Bethel University next
Yes.
year, but tell us kind of the process to getting to that point.
Yeah, so I started recruiting like my sophomore year actually, and I was like super scared that like I would never find a school. But as time went on, an old assistant coach that I was talking to, I had found out like that summer that she wasn't coaching anymore. And then that fall she contacted me and she's like, "Hey, I'm at Bethel now. Like, we'd really love to have you come down." And I was like, well, my sister played at Bethel. I was like, I am not going to the same school as my sister. But
Another sister.
Yes. I was like, I'll give it a try though. And then I went down there and I just loved it. I loved every second of it. So it was a great fit.
That is really exciting. And fun fact, your sister, who played at Bethel, is now going to come play for me.
Yes, she is.
This year at Huntington. So we're going to have the sisters across the net from each other with a conference rivalry. I think that's
Yes.
going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, me too. The trash talking already started.
I'll just
It's
tell the
already begun.
official, be like, they're sisters. It's
Yeah.
fine. Like, just let
That's
them,
fine.
just let them do it.
Your poor mother. She's gonna have to break you 2 up at the dinner table.
Oh my goodness, that is great. Well, what do you think about majoring in?
I'm gonna major in business management.
Awesome. How did you decide you wanted to do that?
My dad majored in that, and he owns like our laser tag and like arcade facility.
Yes.
So I thought about maybe taking that over. I don't really know if that's what I want to do yet, but it's
Yeah.
definitely something I'd be interested in.
That is really exciting. I love to hear that. Well, we've been asking everybody, give us some wise words for the younger generation who you're like, why wise words? We know you have them, but for the younger generation who says, I want to be sitting there someday. I want to be playing at the next level. What advice would you give those girls?
My advice would probably be to just always work hard, because like you're never gonna regret it. And like there's definitely been times where like I've given it my all and I've been so tired and just thought I couldn't do it. But if you keep pushing, you're definitely gonna be able to tell that like it does pay off and it does get you somewhere. So it's definitely important.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I think that goes to your success. I mean, I feel like you're one of the hardest workers. I mean, you've always brought it, and somebody touched on, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And I truly believe, your hard work has gotten you to where you are. Being an undersized middle, as you know, it's a little harder. You got to jump a little higher, work a little harder. And I feel like you've done that, and you put that time and effort in. So, it's great to see you have the success. And then now you get to go beat up on your sister over at
Hey now. Hey now, everybody.
It's going to be hard, though, to support you guys. 'Cause, I felt like, I had the opportunity to, you guys have all been through the program, and, I love all you guys. So I'm going to have to just sit in the middle, and I'll just try to be neutral and cheer for good volleyball.
Yeah. I love that. Yay, good volleyball. Well, I was looking at this. You've been at Empowered for 8 years.
Yes, I have.
That is a long time. Can you choose a favorite memory or even just what you've appreciated the most about being a part of this family?
Yeah, there's definitely so many good memories, and it's like hard even thinking about like back when I started. But one of my favorite memories was probably when we went to nationals last year, because it was like it was so fun. We like all got like this big house, and like both of our coaches stayed there with us, and like we would walk to like the convention center like every morning, and it was just like quality like bonding time that like I had never like my team's never like gotten a house before, and it was just like fun to like be that close with everyone and just have like spend like 4 days together. It was just so fun.
That is amazing. I love that. Well, very good. Well, we wish you the absolute best, and thank you so much for your time and your wise words. And we're excited to see you continue to play.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Of course. Thank you. You can send us the next person. All the sibling rivalries going on. I love it.
I know.
Volleyball clearly runs in families.
Yeah, we've had tons of siblings on here. Well, and it's great. I mean, we do try to have a family culture here, and what better way than to have multiple siblings come through and it really be a big family. But, yeah, without further ado, Miss Katrina a.k.a. Kat, the we call her the Russian assassin.
Oh, nice.
She was our she was our assassin for our snipers team. So Kat, tell us about the journey. Tell us, Thomas Moore. How did we end up here? How did the recruiting process go? And then kind of what you want to major in.
Yeah. When I was getting through the recruiting process, I contacted a bunch of different schools because I wanted to be out of state since I was probably a sophomore in high school. And so during that, I reached out to them, and they reached back out to me, and we went on a visit, and I was able to watch a game because I went on a Saturday because it's like 3 hours away, so I needed to make sure I had a weekend.
Sure.
But when I went, I loved the campus. Everybody was super nice, super welcoming, and I also liked it because it was it's a Christian school, and I also hopefully that will help me get closer to God when I keep getting older, because I'm going to need him later in life, especially since I'm growing up.
Yes.
And I am majoring in secondary education, and I want to become a middle school math teacher.
Wow.
A math teacher.
That is
You have
deep.
a fellow
get
math
in here
teacher.
And give a high five. I love that. People will say sometimes oh, middle schoolers. But some people truly have a passion for working with that age. Is that how you feel about it? Do you enjoy working with that age with middle schoolers?
Yeah. I feel like it's a good balance between I've been in high school and I'm these kids really are they're okay, and then middle school is they're trying to develop if they like it, because a lot of people in high school are oh, I hate math, and it's because they didn't like it in middle school, and hopefully I can help them get to like it through high school, because I loved all my math teachers I've had middle school through high school, and I want them to be able to enjoy it as much as I do.
That is amazing.
Wow.
I love to hear that. Oh,
Yeah.
I love that you're giving goosebumps.
Do you have any math teachers you want to give a shout out that might be listening? Yeah.
Mr. Garrettson, Mr. Conroy, Mr. Schneider, Miss Henning, they were all my high school math teachers.
That is amazing. That is really
Great
cool.
job,
I
math
love
teachers.
that so much. Well, you've been here at Empowered for 4 years. Can you choose a singular favorite memory, or just maybe something you appreciate the most about having played here?
I remember 16th year we were in nationals, and we all stayed together, and we did at the time the tortilla slap challenge was really popular.
Oh no, that's a blast from the past.
So we all were doing that, and me and Mac Rogers were the final two to go, and we were not letting the water come out of our mouth. We were not gonna stop. It got to the point where we both had to say that it was tied and equal.
That is
because
so
Just slapping the crap out of each other.
Yeah, I have a video, and it sounded like somebody's giving a super hard high five at one
Yes.
point. It was getting intense.
My word. The competitive drive that you've built in these athletes, Will.
That's the Russian assassin.
Yeah.
She was not giving up.
I was
she
not.
was not going down.
No, I don't think I ever flinched either. I was so stone-faced.
I love that. There's got to be videos of this, correct?
Yeah, I have some on my
Okay.
phone.
Yeah,
I just would like to see that at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is awesome. But that goes to, just your toughness, your resiliency. And honestly, that's one thing that I've always loved about you, and, I've given you props on, and even if use you as an example with our team over the years, just your fight and tenacity. And, that's phenomenal. Where does that come from? And, how did you develop that? Because we've been trying to get some words of wisdom for the next generation and something, for the kids who are watching. What made you such a tough competitor and be able to have that type of grit and resiliency?
Well, I go to New Haven High School, and a lot of people just think, oh, you go to New Haven, it must be because you're not good and stuff like that. And our volleyball program has had its challenges a lot. And coming here and learning from here and then being able to take that and carry that on to New Haven, I just want to show people that just because you go to a school that people don't think is a good school doesn't mean that you can't perform to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
And me committing to go somewhere to play volleyball in college and continue my athletic and academic career, I want to show the kids, like here and at my school, that you can do it even if you go to a school like where I go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's maybe not known as a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can flourish wherever you're at. And so, yeah, no, that is great. And honestly, I've seen that. And, you know, I've had the opportunity to be able to coach you for a couple of years. And then even this year, being able to coach you a little bit through the net, you know, and the situation, you know, I put you in this year. I really wanted you to flourish. And I wanted you to be, you know, the star on that team and be able to, you know, have the career that you had this year. And so it's been awesome to be able to, you know, push you for a couple of years, but then they'll be able to take a step back and watch you really flourish and really be able to come into your own and gain that confidence of being on the court all the time and really just being successful. And so now I'm super excited to just watch you continue to grow and develop and, you know, and have success at the next level. And I love the fact that you picked it because it's a good, strong Christian school that will continue to build your faith and give you that foundation that you're going to need because the world is tough.
Yeah.
But you're a tough competitor and you're a tough person. So, yeah, I wish you the best, and it has been a blessing being able to coach you over the years. And so, yeah, congratulations. And,
Thank you.
yeah, I can't wait to watch you and, see you when you come home.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks,
you can
Kat.
send us our next person. I can't get over the competitive drive of not losing the tortilla
I can see
slap
her.
challenge.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Her and Matt going back and forth nonstop.
That is amazing. Oh my gosh, that cracks me up. That is so good. What you got there? That looks good.
As most people know, I work quite a bit, so my staff just randomly brings me smoothies.
That's
because
so
they know I
kind.
work so much I don't eat sometimes. I forget to.
They're like, please fuel your body, sir.
Yeah.
I love that.
So-
I was just like, I'm not going to let that go. That looks good. What is
I
this?
actually don't know who brought it, so it might have been randomly. They know. A lot of times it's my loving wife, prompts my staff like, hey, make sure he eats lunch. Hey, make sure he's, so they end up just bringing me stuff.
Kind. Normally, Evie takes care of them in that way.
Yeah, I'm well taken care of by a
So
plethora
cute.
of amazing women.
I love that. Shout out to whoever brought you the smoothie then.
I know.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I did not mean to take from your time. I just was like, what is that? That looks good.
Would you like me to have him bring you one?
No, it's okay. That's not me hinting that I now need one.
I think
am
she's
okay.
getting hungry, Taylor.
I had a late lunch. I'm fine. I swear. Oh, goodness. Well, Taylor, thank you so much for being here with us. We had just been starting by asking people, tell us a little bit about your recruiting journey. What got you to this point? You're going to Eastern Michigan, so congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. And we know recruiting can be exhausting and it can be exciting. Tell us about your journey and how you knew Eastern Michigan is where you wanted to be.
Yeah, so my recruiting process was a lot different than most people. I have always been a late bloomer, and so I didn't start developing really good volleyball techniques until I came to Empowered, so my 16th year. So my recruiting process was a little bit behind, nothing wrong with that. And so I kind of struggled with trying to figure out what school would be good for me because in my mind I thought that all of colleges have already looked beyond my class. And then in the summer I started to just reach out all the time.
Yeah.
And so Eastern Michigan, I first looked at them because of their special education program, which is what I want to go into. And they have an incredible program over there. So that's kind of what drew me to them.
Yes.
And then I went on a visit, met the coaches who were new. They came from Ashland and they they had a great record over there. And so that was just a good start to wanting to go there. And then the team, I met the team, loved the team. The campus is exactly what I was looking for. It's a little bit bigger,
Sure.
but the campus kind of feels small, which is what I wanted. A lot of the girls have a good religion, which is what I was looking for. So that was strong as well. Just loved kind of how some of the girls from Ashland transferred over with the coaches, and so that said a lot about the coaches. That they loved them so much that they moved over with them. So those were kind of some of the things that drew me over to them.
Yeah, that is really neat to hear about your journey, and I love that you want to pursue special education. What led you to decide that that's the pathway you wanted to take?
In 7th grade, I did peer tutoring, and I worked with a certain student who had Down syndrome, and he just had such a big impact on me and kind of showed me that is what I wanted to go into. And then at my high school, they have a program called Cadet Teaching where you can go to other elementary schools and work with students. So I got to go into a preschool room that had a bunch of students with different disabilities. And so I absolutely loved that, and I knew that I wanted to work with elementary kids, and then special education was just something that I also wanted to do.
Yeah, well, that is so sweet, and that says a lot about, the compassionate heart that you have, and I think you'll do a great job with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, as I said, we've seen the heart, and we got to see it, as you mentioned. Tell us about your favorite memory. And you talked about Dominican Republic, and tell us about that, and talk about kids and heart.
Yeah, that was so fun going my 16th year. I was with a bunch of the girls from my team, which I loved, but the whole experience in itself was life-changing. It was just a big reality check to realize how lucky we are to live where we do, just with running water and shelter all the time. I also loved seeing how strong all of the kids' faiths were. Even though they didn't have a lot, they knew that God was providing for them, and so that was just something that stuck with me forever and forever will. And then I also have been to Honduras once, and so that's also another big part of my faith journey. And I got to play volleyball in the Dominican Republic, and so that was really fun to play against those girls. So just all of that made my experience here at Empowered really good, and just kind of showed me what I want to do in the future.
That is really cool. Yeah. My team at Huntington University, we did the same trip to the Dominican Republic through the same organization, and just to be able to play with the people who lived there. I remember there was this moment where we were playing a match, and it didn't matter which team scored. Everybody in the gym was cheering. And I was like, this is such a beautiful moment of the game of volleyball and a love for the Lord, just bringing people together. They weren't cheering for one team or the other. They were cheering for the game and being excited about it. And I just thought that was a really neat experience. So I'm glad you got to experience that too.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, the whole experience, as you said, is life-changing, and is why we took, several teams down there and continue to look for, ways to be able to have our athletes be able to have a bigger, experience, and maybe a life-changing experience, and just get them to grow.
Yes.
It was a great experience, and, you as a person, your heart down there, your heart, just with your team has always been great, and getting to work with you over the years. And with your journey, I want to kind of touch on, because I think that's inspirational to a lot of kids, is, what kept you encouraged, and what kept you moving forward when you did have some setbacks, and maybe you weren't the superstar right away that some kids are, and you start to think, well, maybe my D1 dream isn't real, and maybe I'm not supposed to go. And so what kept you positive, pushing forward, to the point you're making phone calls, calling people, working the process to get your spot where you are?
It was a lot of my parents. They just always encouraged me, and even when I was just feeling like I wasn't good enough maybe to play volleyball in college, they just kept pushing me and making me come to the gym and just do everything that I could to get to where I was. And then I just had a lot of faith in God that He had a plan for me, if it was volleyball or not, if it was at the D1 level or not. It was perfect plan already. So I just had to trust in the Lord throughout the whole thing, and that's kind of what kept me going through the whole recruiting process. Also, my teammates, they had a big role in that. I had a couple really good girls at Homestead that went to play college, and some of them had similar recruiting processes as me, so they kind of just talked me through all of it, and they were like, everybody's different, so it's okay if you're a little bit behind. So they were really inspiring to me as well.
Wow, that is really neat, and I love to hear just your strong faith in God and what role He has played in this process for you, and that at the end of the day you could always have that peace and that hope for what's to come, knowing that He has a plan, because He's got it. You know, on the days where things feel out of control, we know He's got it. So I'm grateful that you know that too.
Yeah, no, I think all of this is great. Any last little words of wisdom? I mean, you'd like to leave with a family or anybody watching, or any athletes?
I would just say to keep trusting in the Lord throughout all of it, and also time flies. I just remember being a 7th grader on the sideline, just wishing I could play in college someday, and I'm leaving in less than a month, and so it just all goes so fast. So just enjoy every moment of it and trust in the Lord, because He already has a plan for you.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Of course.
We wish you the best, and
Thank
you can send us the next person.
Awesome. Thank you, Taylor.
Oh, that is really neat to hear.
Yeah,
just 100%. What her journey has looked like and where she is now. Hello, you can put on your headset.
Thank you. Yeah, when she came over, I saw the raw talent and the ability and just the heart, and it was like, she's got everything. And she honestly, I told her, if you put the work in, is where you could go, and she gone above and beyond.
Wow.
And like you said, her family is amazing, great support system, and
that's
believed
awesome.
in the process, and she's going to play D1 now. So
that is great.
Awesome opportunity. And speaking of going to play at the next level, Miss Olivia Martinez.
Hello. Welcome.
Tell us about you going to Grace College, and tell us about your journey, how you ended up at Grace, and what you're talking about majoring in.
Okay, so I'm finally decided what I'm going to major in, and I'm going to major in elementary education,
Okay.
and then I'm
Very
also
cool.
going to minor in Spanish too, just so that I can learn that, because it's like something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I know if I like immerse myself in it that it'll actually happen.
Yeah.
And then like Grace was top of my list for a while, and like during the recruiting process I visited like a couple other schools, and I actually visited Grace, but not on like a volleyball like visit or anything like that. And like a while after, the coach finally like reached out to me, and she had said that like she missed the time that I went there, and so then I went to like an open gym, and then we ended up like talking a lot and stuff, and then I knew that's where I wanted to go like from the beginning, and like I told her that it was like my number one option, and then we just worked it out, and I'm glad that I get to be going there now.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, obviously you hope every kid, kind of gets to commit to their dream school and their number one choice. And so it's great that it all came together. And then, so that's a great kind of segue into kind of tell us about your volleyball, kind of tell us the process. You've only, been here for a few years now, and I'm sorry, 1 year. Sorry, you've only been here for 1 year, and you coming over, was awesome. Having you on our 18s team and being able to work with you this year, and and having some of those conversations and what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Tell us just kind of your journey with volleyball, how you ended up, here at Empowered, and then deciding you wanted to play at the next level.
Yeah, so I started, I think, club in like 7th grade, and it was at Impact Volleyball Club, and then I played there for a couple of years, and like my coach that I really liked the most, like he ended up leaving, and so then I was kind of like stuck between like if I should just stay there just for the rest of like high school, because like I had never planned on leaving any clubs. And then I went to Summit for like my first year. I really liked it, and then I went there my second year, and I kind of didn't like it as much. And then I literally had never even crossed my mind to even like come here or like try out or anything, like. And then like my brother convinced me that I should like come try out in the summer, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll go. And then my mom was like, no, you should just like because I kind of thought I was just going to be done with club after the last year. I was like, yeah, I'll probably just won't play club volleyball at all.
You're just over it.
Yeah, and I was like,
bad of experience.
Yeah, I was like, I probably won't play in college either then if I'm just going to quit, because like how am I supposed to do that? Like I didn't know anything about like recruiting at all either, like before I came here. So then like I went and I tried out, and like I really liked it, and like I liked the group of girls that I was going to be with, so I was like, yeah, I like definitely want to do it. Like I was 100% sure.
Yeah.
And like even at the beginning I didn't know if I wanted to play in college, but like towards the end I was like, I do. Like I know for sure that I do. Like it's not like a question anymore. So
that's really neat that brought you so much confidence in that decision. You know, having been here, playing with this group of girls, that you're just like, yes, like this is definitely what I want to pursue at the next level. So that's really neat to hear.
Yeah.
I love that.
And honestly, as a club director, that's what gets us excited, is to be able to see somebody that is, maybe a little unsure of what they want to do with their future, and and maybe losing a little bit of love for the game, and then being able to help you regain that and refocus on what you want to do is awesome. And so it's been great to be able to work with you this last year, and just to be able to watch you continue to flourish. And what's some words, of wisdom that you could leave for the next generation, or something that you maybe gained here along the way with any other team or coaches, that you think that our audience would love to hear?
I would think like to say just don't change for other people, because like you can find like people who you can be yourself around and who will like build you up like as you are, and like be good examples to you. So like you don't have to change like the people you're around to like fit in. And for like coaches, I would just say like just keep pushing like the players. I don't know, I think that like personally I do a lot better when someone is like pushing me rather than just like kind of letting me go. But
I could tell, because your dad was always like, get her, push it. Yeah. But you're always such a sweet, kind, like gentle soul. It was hard for me to kind of get on you in the beginning, because I'm like, but she's just so nice. She's trying, like, But it is, you did respond, and honestly, you were a blessing to the team, and you really helped us out this year, and it was great, to be able to work with you. And so it's I love just watching you over the years, and as we've told you and told anybody, I don't care where you play, I just want to see you get better.
Yes.
We're always here to train you, and if we can help you, great. But I just want to see you fulfill your dream, and so I'm glad to see you going on to the next level, and we wish you the best. And if you need anything, you know where your home is.
Thank you.
Love that. Thank you so much, Olivia.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time, and you can
Of
send
course.
us the next interviewee.
Thank you.
I love that her dad was telling you, push her, push her.
Yeah, I love her family. Is awesome. Her dad,
Hello,
he was
you
one
can
of
put your headset on.
our biggest fans and biggest supporters all season.
That
and,
is fantastic.
Yeah, you can tell he's a fierce competitor. And, yeah, he was always, push her.
That's awesome. She's got kindness and competitiveness in her blood then.
Yeah, she definitely
We
does.
know that for sure.
She's got a nice balance. Speaking of nice balance
Hello.
of competitiveness
Hello,
and
welcome.
joy and love, Miss Ava Maxwell.
Yes.
Yeah, you've always been just a fierce competitor, but also had a nice balance of that love and joy and what you should have, I feel like, as an athlete, as a person. You got to be able to have both sides and have a good balance. And so welcome to the table, and congratulations.
Thank
We're going
you.
on to play at Mount St. Joseph.
Yes.
How did you arrive at Mount St. Joseph? Tell us a little bit about the journey, and then also what you're planning on majoring in.
Yeah, so I stumbled upon Mount St. Joseph. They reached out to me. I think they might have saw me at a tournament, but I was in the recruiting process, and I was just looking at a whole bunch of different schools, contacting a whole bunch of different schools, and they reached out to me. Kind of about liberoing, but actually about being a setter at first. And I was like, oh, that's so cool, because I just transitioned to a libero. So I was like,
oh, no.
But ultimately, I will be going there to be a DS libero. But, they reached out to me, were so kind, and I was just really excited that they wanted to see me on campus, have a call, and that was super cool.
That's awesome.
But let's touch on that, because we touched on it with somebody else. Are there positions? And you were one that, could set, could DS, libero, and we're always trying to find the right fit for you guys long term and, what you're passionate about. And so tell us that journey. I mean, it had to make you a little nervous, they called you. But tell us, you really did, though. I felt like you embraced both positions and you were willing to do what you need to do in high school, club, and whatever the team needed. But tell us about that journey a little bit, how it benefited you.
So when I was 16, the 16th year, I was put on the team as a DS libero. We already had 2 setters. And it was kind of rough for me because I didn't accept the fact that I was too short to be a setter. I couldn't accept the fact. I was like, nope, I'm determined to do this. But then after a while, I actually did fall in love with being a libero, and I feel like it was my place to be.
Sure. And we talked about this earlier today, too, that having the experience of multiple positions, it really only benefits you. It makes you well-rounded, and I think it makes you even more of an asset to a team moving forward, the fact that you have both of those skill sets. And we all know a libero with great hands is a beautiful thing. So that I think that only enhances your experience moving forward, which is great.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the conversations that, we're had is, it's only going to make you more well-rounded, and then it gives you time to excel in one or the other. And as a libero, having great hands makes you, even better, or vice versa. If you're a setter that can play defense, it's definitely it gives you a leg up. And so, I've loved watching you transition back and forth, and I know it was a little hard, but I feel like you handled it with grace, and always with a smile on your face, and you did whatever was needed. And I'm sure. When the transition started to happen, I know there were some conversations about, DS libero. But I'm glad to see you really take off and excel in it now. And I do truly believe that that's a natural fit for you. And your leadership abilities, you're one of the loudest on the court, great attitude. You need to be the captain of the defense. And so, it's been awesome to watch you, transition and watch you have success at, I felt that we all, knew you could have. And so, we wish you the best at the next level.
Thank
and
you.
Is there any words of wisdom maybe that you want to leave for the next generation or anybody watching now? Or any famous quote?
I would just say be present, because it's really easy to get caught up in, the future and what the future plans are. But just be present, because it doesn't last forever. So.
That's absolutely right. It's so hard sometimes to just be where your feet are planted. But when we're living too much in the past or even the future, we miss out on what God has for us in the moment. And so I think that's really good advice. So, yes, we wish you the absolute best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for your time, and you can send us our next person.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Very good. Hello. You can put your headset on here. I'm going to let you kick things off.
All right. Miss Madeline McCabe, Miss Maddie, our first beach commit, and well, actually only beach commit this year.
Yeah. Hey, that makes you feel special, though, right?
I was going to say you're the first beach girl up, but no, you're the only beach girl this year. Yeah, it does make you feel special.
Yeah.
You get to wear the only different colored jersey that was on the banner over there.
Yeah, it was definitely different, but it was fun.
Yeah. And so, yeah, let's talk about that journey. And so, you know, you obviously were an indoor player when you came here. Obviously got to experience the beach. Tell us how you fell in love with the beach. How did you end up deciding you wanted to play beach in college? And then, yeah.
So it was actually like very different. Like I came here playing indoor and I was like, you know what, I love indoor. I didn't really expect to fall in love with beach like I did.
Yeah.
But I had just showed up to, I think it was one of my first beach practices, and Tyler was out here running stuff and he goes, what's your name? I said, Maddie. He goes, do you play beach? I said, no. And he goes, you should, you're good at it. And I said, okay. So I started playing. He was just like very inspiring for me because I was able to see his skill level, and he just like gave me tips and I was eager to learn. And I just kind of saw myself like building and growing as time went on. And I was like, I love this. Like, I like the competitiveness, the mind game. You like with only two people on the other side of the court, you really got to think and just like use your knowledge of the sport itself. So I really liked that about beach.
That's awesome. And I think it's neat that him seeing that in you and saying it in that moment. I mean, look how that has led you to where you are now.
Yeah.
I think that's encouraging as coaches to hear that, you know, if you see that potential in someone, say it, because it really could lead them to be inspired to pursue that moving forward.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize, your one word, your one encouraging phrase could be what turns a person's life around and sets them on the course of success.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, shout out to T Fergie Ferg. We just got married last weekend. He's off on his honeymoon right now.
That's awesome.
So it's great to watch, you know, him grow up as a player and then become a coach and then be able to push the next generation. So he'd definitely appreciate you saying that. And also, you know, with that, I mean, obviously it's tough to make that switch.
Yeah.
And so it's a grind, and you had to travel all over the country and, you know, have to get out of your comfort zone and try to find partners. So what's some words of wisdom, you know, to encourage somebody who wants to maybe pursue that path, you know, and maybe pursue beach or even indoor in college is difficult too?
Yeah, I definitely say use your resources and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. People have a misconception. They think it's the same sport. It's not. It's very different. And just like using the resources, like you were a big resource for me. Like even like just this past month's like training, like that's helped me grow as a player, and like you've given me knowledge not just like of the sport but like how to achieve my goals. That's helped me a lot. And just other players who played beach before me, like Kristen Bobe, she was always like a big role model for me. I'd watch her play and I'd be like, wow, I want to be her. So I would ask her questions. Just using your resources and working hard, because like, I mean, it seems weird that a girl from Indiana is going to go play beach volleyball, but like if you work hard, you can get to wherever you want to be. So yeah.
That's
100%.
such good advice. Such good advice. Because you're right. Not everybody expects a girl from Indiana to go play beach volleyball, but you're absolutely right. With that hard work, that determination, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
So very good. We appreciate you sharing that advice, especially for our younger girls who may want to sit in that seat someday. Do you have a favorite quote that you want to share with us as we're kind of wrapping up, or anything that someone has inspired you with, other than Tyler Ferguson, you know, telling you should play beach, but could be even something that someone has said to you before that really stuck with you?
I mean, definitely a Bible verse, just like I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yes.
That was like always a big thing for me, because it was daunting to like, I started beach late as a player, and like seeing all the other girls progress, like it's hard not to compare yourself, but it's like knowing that my journey is going to look different from someone else, but that doesn't mean like that I can't get to where I want to be. You just have to work hard and like have faith that like God's going to put you where you need to be.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Madeline. I appreciate all of your encouraging words and your time, and we just wish you the absolute best at the next level.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Thank
of
you.
course, and you can send us our next person.
Let's give
Hello.
Miss Sydney. Yeah, we do have two beach. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So
Sydney.
we do get to talk about two tonight.
We've got a ton of kids, and we were trying to figure out. She is our first beach. We do have a second beach kid. But yeah, Miss Sydney Primileski Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yeah, that was good.
Good.
I've practiced over the years. I finally, after probably like 7 years, got it right.
I was going to say you've had 7 years to practice,
Yeah.
so I'm glad you got it down.
Yeah, so Sid, I mean, obviously I've watched you growing up here at the club, and you've been playing indoor, and here late, kind of in the game, you decided, you want to kind of pursue beach and switched over. So tell us kind of what was that journey like, and kind of why you decided to switch to beach, and what you plan on majoring at Liberty.
So during quarantine, we had like the beach training in 2020 with Ty Berg, and he was the one that
Fergie, another shout out.
Shout out.
He really got me into beach. Like, he showed me that I was like able to play all the positions in beach. Like, that's what I really liked about it. Like, I can pass, I can set, I can hit, I can do all of it, and it really helped me develop my indoor game as well, because it increased my vertical like insanely, and so I just kind of fell in love with it from that. And I will be majoring in nursing at Liberty. I want to go on to be a NICU nurse.
Wow.
Nice.
How did you decide you wanted to do that? That's really neat.
So I've always wanted to be in the medical field. My sister is a doctor of PT.
Wow.
So she really got me interested, like seeing that I can go that far and I can actually pursue my dreams. So, yeah.
That is really neat. I love that. And what led you to choose Liberty?
Liberty is just an amazing environment overall, and I knew originally I wanted to play indoor for them, and I went on a visit last summer, and I just immediately fell in love with their campus and their environment. Like, as soon as I stepped there, I was like, this is right. This is where I want to spend my next 4.
Yeah. Wow. That is neat that you knew right away and had that moment. Yeah. My older sister, or my younger sister, but she's older of my 2 younger sisters, she went to Liberty and felt the same way when she visited.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we've been kind of talking through with all of our athletes, just kind of some words of wisdom, something to maybe leave for the next generation or anybody watching. So what's a famous quote or just some words of wisdom that you'd like to share and kind of leave with our next empowered
I think
athlete?
Really just cherish your time that you have with your teammates, because they are your family and they are the people that will really, like, reach you to your full potential. I didn't realize it until this year. I really noticed that they're the people, they're my rocks. Like, they get me through my day. They're my best part of my day. So I'm really just trying to, like, hold on to the time I have left with them and just really cherish that.
Aww.
That's really beautiful. Just that you view your teammates as family, and as a coach and as coaches, I think that's what we desire for our teams, is that it feels like a family. I know that's Will, what you desire for the club as a whole, and so I think it's really neat that you've experienced that in your career as well. And I saw that one of your favorite quotes that you had listed was, "You can either cry in the storm or dance in the rain." I think that's beautiful. Do you know where that's from or who said it?
I really don't. My sister just gave me like a painting, like she painted it on to something she had painted, and it's in my room still. I've had it for like 5 years, but it's just something that has stuck with me, and I just use it on the daily basis. Like, when I'm upset, I'm like, oh, okay, I can overcome this.
Yes. I love that. I've never heard that before, so I saw that and I was like, okay, note to self, I'm using that. So if you don't mind, I'm going to take that too and start utilizing that in my own life. So I love that. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, being at Empowered for 7 years, you've put in a lot of work, and so it's now neat that you get to see that hard work pay off at the next level. So we wish you the absolute best.
Thank you guys so much.
Of course. Thank you. So 2 beach players. We've got
2
2
beach players
today.
Yeah, I thought we'd had a second.
All right, we're
All
working on
start
getting
to blur
our
together.
next.
I'm getting old.
Yeah, you've been doing this for a while. I'm sure everybody starts to blur together a little bit. Hello, you can put your headset on for us.
Yeah, Corey Snyder.
Welcome.
How are you, sir? Yeah, there you go. You got the headset on.
Yes.
You're going to get used to this, man. You're going to be going to college, being a superstar. You're going to be doing after, post-game interviews and stuff. So
be nervous.
Get used to the headset.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll keep it easy on you a little bit.
Okay, fine. We'll be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously you came to the club, this year. This first year playing volleyball? Did you play 1 year high school?
So I played in Homestead. My junior year was the first time they started the program, and I just got my friend Tyrell. I know you guys already interviewed him. I was like, hey, I said, we had a lot of fun in gym. You want to try it out? And he was like, he thought I was joking.
Right.
And then tryouts came. I was like, where you at? He said, I thought you were playing, bro. I was like, no, for real. He's like, okay, I'll come. And next you know, we were both getting into colleges for volleyball. Yeah.
I was going to say, and honestly, you know, it did. It seemed like it come together, you know, it kind of came together late, you know, with you guys even, you know, playing. And then I could even see just over this season, you know, you could tell like you guys were probably just coming out for fun, just to kind of check it out. It's a sport that you liked.
Yeah.
But then watching you start to really grow and develop and become a stud, you know, and start to figure it out and could see it starting to click and seeing the love start to grow. So yeah, it was exciting just to watch your guys' process, but then to be able to start getting some phone calls from colleges and you know, and seeing like, hey, you know, this is a real opportunity, and you know, see something that goes from, hey, just kind of having fun, that hey, if I work, you know, I work hard and I apply myself, like, hey, this can actually pay for school, and this can get me to the next level. So that's cool to really see your guys' journey, to watch you two grow into great volleyball players, from, you know, not being able to hardly pass the ball, and, you know, and Pepper, and yeah, ball control was a little suspect at the beginning of the season.
For a lot of people, it is. That's okay.
Trust me, after 20 years or 30 years, my ball control is still terrible. So yeah, tell us, I guess, about the journey for college, even, and how you ended up going to college. Now.
So I remember when I first started playing volleyball, like I said, I just heard that we at school for junior year that we had tryouts coming up. So I was like, you guys want to go down to Empowered? We heard there's this place that has volleyball, so we went down there. I mean, we were horrible. We would go against teams. Then we want to play against, it was like, oh my gosh, here these guys go again. And then we'll play against them. And next thing you know, we just got getting better and better and better playing volleyball, just experience, a little experience. And then that's when I met Jordan, the head coach for Indiana Tech. And then I was playing a game, and then he came across from like the adults kind of section, and he was like, hey, he said, you can jump really high. He said, this is college level athleticism, blah, 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 this and that. So he was actually the first coach who just kind of like talked to me, let me know that I could play at that level. And then throughout the journey, I ended up playing for Empowered. And then it was with school to Empowered, and then I had other coaches talk to me, and it ended up being the first coach to ever acknowledge me, ended up being the coach. Yeah, I ended up playing for out of all the coaches, and then Homestead year, the last year for senior year, I mean, it went very well. We ended up being 11th in the state. Wow. We lost in regionals, but we did very well, and I made the national team. I mean, the all-star team for the North All-Star.
Yeah, the North All-Star team.
So I made that.
Congratulations.
But yeah,
that's amazing.
Thank you. But I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to play. I got this back injury, but at least I made it.
But you made the team. You know, that's
right.
half the battle, right?
Yeah, but that's then I just started talking to him. He was my coach for Empowered, and then he told me it was actually, Will, you convinced me a lot to play. I wasn't going to play college, and then you were like, you know, telling me how there's God gives, don't put that to waste. Yeah. And I really thought about it. I'm like, when else am I going to be playing? Like, just using my athleticism, what I'm going to be doing, you know? And so you really got to me, and you're a big reason why I play in college. Yeah.
That's really neat.
Yeah, I told my mom about that. I was like, she said, why? You said you didn't want to play. I said, you know, Wilma, you know how he is. She's like, hey, I was in prison and blah 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 this and that. And you gotta swing hard, you know. I was like, you know, when he be yapping, he be telling the truth. He be spinning facts, and you really got to me. So I was like, you're biggest reason why I'm playing volleyball right now in college.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody listens to me.
That is really neat. Well, I think that's honestly just like one of the best compliments that I think a coach can receive is like, hey, like I want to continue to play this game like because of you and because you believed in me, and so I think that's really neat. So I'm enjoying this interview, guys. I'm having a blast. Can I just say that?
Right. Yeah, I am too. I'm not as nervous anymore.
Yeah.
See, we're all friends here.
Yeah, she's a professional host over here, so she does a good job of making everybody feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but
no, I feel good. Thank you.
Well, in your year that you played here at Empowered, what would you say was your favorite memory? If you could just pick one.
I had so many. Okay, so I always had the problem where my coach, Jordan, he'd be like, stop pulling it down. Stop trying to bounce every ball, because I'll get like blocked, blah, blah, this and that. And then we had a tournament here at Empowered, and we had the middle blocker drew all three blockers. And then my center set me from right side. You remember that, Will? Yeah. And then I finally got the bounce in. It wasn't over the net. I was like, hey. Yeah, that was probably my favorite moment. I finally got a nasty bounce in.
Yes. You're like, I can finally do this and it be effective. And nobody's going to give me a hard time for it.
Yeah, he didn't give me a hard time. He said, that's when you do it. And then you were laughing. Yeah. And even got Ashlee to crack a smile.
Yeah.
Like, she would never do that. Yeah. I was like, oh, it must have been something for real.
I was going to say, you done made it when you got Ashlee to crack a smile.
Oh, my gosh.
That
I
is
love
awesome.
that so much.
I can't wait till she watches that. That'll be good.
Yes.
Honestly, like your athleticism, it truly is a gift. And so, as we talked, you can always, walk away from volleyball, but it's hard if you say no now. We don't want you to have regrets down the road. And so, if you can use those gifts and talents, and it can take you somewhere and get you some opportunities and get you in some doors. I feel like you got to explore it, and then you can walk away later and feel like, hey, I explored it.
Yeah.
I have no regrets. I'm making a good decision. It's a well-informed decision, and you can walk away and be proud about it. So, I honestly, man, it's been awesome coaching you this year. I'm glad we get to work for another 4 or 5 weeks if we can keep you healthy and get to nationals. But just watching the love of the game grow, and just watching go from inexperience to looking like a well-experienced player, spend away from family and the headaches we got to deal with knucklehead parents and different people. Like it is worth it watching all of you guys grow and be successful and flourish and go to the next level.
Thank you.
Fulfill your dreams. So congrats, man. I'm super proud of you. And can't wait to watch you, man, down the street. We'll be down there to cheer for you and help out wherever we can. So thank you for coming, man.
Of course.
I appreciate you.
Of course.
We wish you the best. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And you can send us our next person.
Okay.
Good question.
She's sitting right there. They've got them lined up.
Oh, yes, perfect. We're in order.
Marissa Smith.
Yes, Miss Marissa Smith coming over here. Come join us, girl. All righty, you can put your headset on. So, Marissa, you are headed to Malone University and have played here at Empowered for 6 years. You want me to keep talking while you get that on? There we go. See, we'll make it a smooth transition. Have played here at Empowered for 6 years, went to Woodland High School. Tell us a little bit about your recruiting journey and where you're going and why.
Recruiting is always a long process for anyone that has to do it. So it's very repetitive, too. So it's just not something I would want to do again.
It's not an enjoyable experience you'd like to do again?
Not really, no. Can't say.
I appreciate the honesty, though. I tell people all the time. I've said it multiple times tonight. Recruiting can be both exciting and exhausting. That's just the reality of it. And so getting to this moment, you feel like you can exhale. And you're like, yes, I now get to celebrate that that's over. And I can move on to the next step.
Yeah.
So very good. Well, why Malone University?
I just loved it there. It was so, especially the coach. Like, he made everything the perfect place for me. He is everything there. And especially the team, too. All of it.
That is really exciting to hear. That's awesome. What do you think about majoring in?
I'm going to major in exercise science, and so I'll major in exercise science and minor in biology.
Very cool. How did you decide that's what you wanted to do?
I'm very interested in physical therapy, and I did an internship in physical therapy, and then that was just...
You some babies crying? Whose babies are those?
And I was like, this is definitely what I want to do. So then I'll go on to do 3 more years to get my doctorate.
Wow. She's got it all figured out.
Dr. Smith over here.
I love that. Well, very good. Well, do you have a favorite quote that you would like to share with us today?
I put one down, but I don't remember what I put down.
Well, do I have it written down? Nope, I don't think I have it written down either. Anything come to mind, or we can shift
or any
gears
words
to
of wisdom
yes.
that.
It could be your own quote, your own words of wisdom.
Probably just enjoy it while it lasts, because it goes a lot faster than you think it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've
Everybody
heard that
says
theme.
it, but it's true.
You don't realize till you're like gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I can still remember we'd come at 12, 13, it's your older sister at 12s, and to see you graduate, it does go fast. And so, yeah, it's been awesome watching you grow over the years, and, getting to coach you, but also getting to coach across from you. And, this year, obviously I put you on the Onyx team because I wanted to see you flourish, and I wanted you to play a starring role and be able to build that confidence. And I've watched it this year. I've watched you gain a lot of confidence. You got a lot more fight, and I've just watched you continue to grow each year. You've always had the athleticism, but I really feel like you're really starting to grow and come into your own and gain that confidence. And yeah, I'm excited to watch you continue to become that superstar and that stud at the next level, and continue to really, take hold of your journey and become the stud outside hitter that, we've always known. So yeah, we're super proud of you and super happy for you to watch the success you've had this year and the success you're going to have in the future. And so, yeah, I think now that I give you a little more time, any quotes or any last little words of wisdom you want to leave with the audience or anybody listening?
It could be even, a young girl out there who loves the game of volleyball and says, I want to play at the next level like Marissa. What would be your advice to them on how to get here?
Just keep going, because the process is long and you might not see that things are happening and you're getting better, but you are, and it'll all show eventually. Just got to keep putting the time in.
Yes.
Yeah, trust the process.
That's right. That
Phenomenal.
is so good. Well, thank you so much for your time. We wish you the absolute best moving forward.
Awesome. Thank you, Marissa.
Awesome. And you can send us our next person.
Uh-oh, we're down in the
I
last
know.
two.
We're dwindling
winding
down here.
Quick.
Hello. You can come put your headset on. And then we'll get rolling. All righty here.
We are right on time, too.
I know. We're doing a good job. So, Miss Hannah Sutton, is it on okay?
I think so.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Miss Hannah Sutton headed to Indiana Tech, went to Northrop High School. You played here at Empowered for 4 years. Tell us a little bit about your recruiting journey and why Indiana Tech.
Indiana Tech was one of the first places I actually was looking at to go to. It's very local, and I kind of like that. I was thinking about going away, but I think money-wise, it's just a better option to stay home.
Sure. Well, very good. It's neat that was one of the first places you ever looked, and now you're committed to going there. That's really neat. What do you think about majoring in?
Social work.
Very cool. How did you decide to do that?
I took a criminal justice class last year, and I really loved it. I wanted to become a detective, but I didn't really want to be a cop for so long.
Sure.
So I went with the kids route because I love working with kids and decided to go into social work.
Very neat. Well, I think that automatically says a lot about your heart and the compassion that you have for people, which is really neat. So, very good.
Yeah, and so Hannah, you've now been here for a few years and you've been around. I mean, it's been awesome to watch you as a player, but you've also helped out. You've worked here. I mean, what's some of the favorite memories that you have just being a part of the Empowered staff, the Empowered, family as an athlete? Your mom actually works here for us too.
Wow, you're really integrated into this Empowered family.
I mean, you really are a part of the family. So yeah, tell us about
Well, so I clean floors here, and my mom, does work at the front desk. It's fun just coming in and helping out with everything. I did some of the volley tots a few years back, and I liked that. And I decided to apply to be a coach next year, my off season.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly. And when she said clean floors, hold on, she's driving a machine now.
Yeah.
You make it sound like she's down there scrubbing the floor over here.
It's
toothbrush.
fancy work you're doing here. And if you ever come to Empowered and you notice the floors just look impeccable, then we know that we have Hannah Sutton to thank for that.
Yeah,
so well done, and thank you for your hard work.
I just want to clarify before I get a note. You have your kids scrubbing the floors? No, it's a machine. No. But it is. I mean, you're a humble servant. I mean, you really are. And the fact that, you are coming in, you're working, going to school, playing volleyball, like you get it, you're kind of an old soul. You can tell you're very mature and wise beyond your years, and it's been awesome just to be able to get to know you a little bit more, even though I hadn't gotten to coach you or anything, besides just a little time in the gym here and there. But yeah, just being able, be around you, I really am proud of you, not just on the court, but just who you are off the court as a person. And you're going to be successful in volleyball, but in life and in your career, because you're just phenomenal. You got a phenomenal attitude. You got that that servant leadership type mentality, and you're humble, and that you have all of those, it's guaranteed to be successful. So yeah, I think great things are ahead of you. We can't wait to watch you, right down the road, be able to play and come support you. And yeah, I'm excited. As she mentioned earlier, we've been excited talking about our girls coming back and coaching, and she used to play for me, and then coaching, and now being involved in all this. Like, that's part of my dream, is to complete the cycle, and you guys coming back and giving back to the next generation is part of the plan. We all train and then hopefully be trained and then train somebody else. And so, yeah, we're excited to watch you, and just thank you for being a part of the program. And,
thank you.
Yes, and we wish you the absolute best moving forward. And yes, it sounds like not only are you clearly a great player going on to play at the next level, but it's neat to hear you talk about her heart and who you are as a person. And I think you're absolutely right. With those qualities, you're deemed to be successful. So we wish you the best and are excited to see that take place.
Thank you.
Awesome. Very good. We'll enjoy
Hannah.
celebrating tonight.
Thank you.
Of course, of course.
And I believe, is Ella making it?
I was going to say I only have 2 more people on my list, but I don't know if they're here.
Nope.
That
it looks like you actually.
You were the grand finale,
You
Hannah.
were the grand finale.
I
Hannah
love
Sutton, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, this has been a blast. I always really enjoy this because just to see these girls and guys talk about their journeys and where they are now and just the excitement of what lies ahead, I think it's beautiful to hear, too, what the role Empowered has played, and that it has been a family, and that it's inspired these athletes and equipped them moving forward. So I'm really excited to see what all these athletes do.
Yeah, no, and as a club director and as somebody who, this has been my life's work and kind of mission and calling, and just to watch it go from, a small little sand court in my backyard and, training in some gyms to what it is to, now with multiple facilities and sports, and just really growing, and just watching how God's hand has continued to just orchestrate different partnerships, relationships, moved competitors out of the way, and just continues to just grow, what we're doing here and making a bigger and bigger impact in more and more kids' lives. And so it's just awesome just to hear these athletes and just, not just the role that we played, but just that the process is working, that, that people are buying in, and that it is going to be something that is going to continue to live on long after me, and that we've built a movement that I think has really got momentum now and is going to change, has already changed this community and will continue across the country. So, yeah, watching these kids go on, is one thing, but then watching them come back and have the right heart and spirit to give back to the next generation, that is kind of icing on the cake. Because it's one thing to help them just be successful. And, I had a pastor challenge me years ago, I have no doubt you can help a kid get to college and be successful, but if they go and die and still go to hell, what did you really do for them? Did you help them for eternity, or did you just help them temporarily here? And so that's what kind of our mission is. It's bigger than volleyball. We want to make sure that we're developing these kids for something much bigger than this sport. And yes, this is the sport we love, and it's a vehicle to get us to college and teach us a lot of life lessons, but it's not the end game, and it's not the end destination. It's just a part of the process, and kind of a schooling or an education of sorts to prepare us for real life and our real calling. So, yeah, I'm just ecstatic as a director just to watch these, kids grow up in the program and go off on to bigger and better things.
Yes. Well, I think it's something that's beautifully unique about this club, is that you guys are not just empowering athletes, but people, and you're growing people and use it as a ministry where they can also grow in their faith. And so I just think that's what makes Empowered beautifully unique, and why I have always enjoyed being a part of the family. And like I said, why nights like tonight are really special to see players get to this point in their careers. So now we get to go to the fun part. They get to actually sign the paper now.
We do. We are going to transition to the actual court, and we'll get to do our little ceremony and celebration with all of the kids and their families. And then we'll have a little social, and we'll get out of here. So once again, thank you to my crew and Miss Kelsey, and we'll take it to the court.
In second place from Fort Wayne Snyder, Amelia Reinhardt.
It was definitely a much better experience this year because I was able to enjoy the event more and really enjoy being there and enjoy my diving. Knowing that the competition was a lot of great girls, I was really proud to be able to come home with the second place, to be able to know that I can compete with them. There's definitely a lot of different thoughts, a lot of different emotions while I'm diving. In the air, you just get the huge adrenaline rush, and every now and then you'll be like, wait, where's the water? With our coaches, we'll create a 11 dive list, put it in the order we want. You want to go with the ones that you're confident in, that you're comfortable with, and that you know you can hit for good scores. I would say the hardest dive I did was my gainer 1.5 with 1.5 twists, where I would do my forward approach towards the end of the board, and then I would jump off and flip backwards, and I had a 1.5 twist with it. Usually divers start around like age 5. I started when I was about 10. I was definitely a little worried when I was starting a little bit later than all the other kids, but having that gymnast background and being able to flip and know where I am for the most part, it definitely helped me improve a little faster so that I could get back up with the people that started earlier. PSM definitely benefits me as an athlete because every time I go, I can feel myself getting stronger and being able to push through those workouts. As I get stronger and as I build that muscle, I am able to push myself into those harder dives to increase that degree of difficulty so you can get that higher multiplier.
It started in middle school. When I was in 6th grade, I went to one of the middle school games and saw the older girls playing. I'd played other sports when I was little, but I'd never tried volleyball before, so I just thought I would give it a try again. I think the intensity is really the best part about it. Getting like 10 points into a match, and if you're up, the intensity is high and it's a good game. Going from middle school to high school is definitely very different because it's a bunch of different girls that are coming from different levels. PSM's definitely helped with speed. You're constantly moving your feet during the game, and then obviously jumping. My vertical, which is obviously very important for serving and hitting. I hope the game of volleyball takes me to at least my senior year of high school. I want to be on varsity, and also maybe college if I decide to play.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
PSM is not just for me, it's for all athletes in the city because I'm not the only person in the city that's playing different sports. There's people that play golf, lacrosse, every type of sport in there. I like how it's just personalized. So like your sport, over the winter and most of the summer, I think I focused on putting on weight, putting on more muscle. That'll help in all aspects of football, being able to defeat blocks, tackle, and prevent injuries more. I'm way stronger in other like mental aspects of the game, my approach at the plate, how to play different hitters and all that type of stuff that goes into the game. But once August came around, then it was full football mode. It was kind of cool to get that first football offer, and it also shows people around the area that I'm something other than just a baseball player.
I never saw myself signing to play any college sport, but here I am. I had all my family, my friends. They were just there supporting me, and it was just like a dream come true. When I went on my visit, I feel like the chemistry we had just like already just being there. It was fun, it was great, we were laughing, making jokes, and it was like, it felt like a big family. I feel like that really played a role in me wanting to sign with the team. I've been coming here for the EDGE program here at PSM for the past couple of years. My explosiveness has really gone up, my jumping ability has gone up, my speed has gone up. Some of the plyometrics, curved running, and the change of direction. So I'll be running down the field, and next thing you know, I'm running up the field, no problem. I feel like the weight room played a big part. It helped me take my game to the next level. I noticed I was a lot stronger than a lot of the other players, and it was just allowing me to play at a higher level than them.
second place from Fort Wayne Snyder, Amelia Reinhardt.
It was definitely a much better experience this year because I was able to enjoy the event more and really enjoy being there and enjoy my diving. Knowing that the competition was a lot of great girls, I was really proud to be able to come home with the second place, to be able to know that I can compete with them. There's definitely a lot of different thoughts, a lot of different emotions while I'm diving. In the air, you just get the huge adrenaline rush, and every now and then you'll be like, wait, where's the water? With our coaches, we'll create a 11 dive list, put it in the order we want. You want to go with the ones that you're confident in, that you're comfortable with, and that you know you can hit for good scores. I would say the hardest dive I did was my gainer 1.5 with 1.5 twists, where I would do my forward approach towards the end of the board, and then I would jump off and flip backwards, and I had a 1.5 twist with it. Usually divers start around like age 5. I started when I was about 10. I was definitely a little worried when I was starting a little bit later than all the other kids, but having that gymnast background and being able to flip and know where I am for the most part, it definitely helped me improve a little faster so that I could get back up with the people that started earlier. PSM definitely benefits me as an athlete because every time I go, I can feel myself getting stronger and being able to push through those workouts. As I get stronger and as I build that muscle, I am able to push myself into those harder dives to increase that degree of difficulty so you can get that higher multiplier.
It started in middle school. When I was in 6th grade, I went to one of the middle school games and saw the older girls playing. I'd played other sports when I was little, but I'd never tried volleyball before, so I just thought I would give it a try again. I think the intensity is really the best part about it. Getting like 10 points into a match, and if you're up, the intensity is high and it's a good game. Going from middle school to high school is definitely very different because it's a bunch of different girls that are coming from different levels. PSM's definitely helped with speed. You're constantly moving your feet during the game, and then obviously jumping. My vertical, which is obviously very important for serving and hitting. I hope the game of volleyball takes me to at least my senior year of high school. I want to be on varsity, and also maybe college if I decide to play.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
PSM is not just for me, it's for all athletes in the city because I'm not the only person in the city that's playing different sports. There's people that play golf, lacrosse, every type of sport in there. I like how it's just personalized. So like your sport, over the winter and most of the summer, I think I focused on putting on weight, putting on more muscle. That'll help in all aspects of football, being able to defeat blocks, tackle, and prevent injuries more. I'm way stronger in other like mental aspects of the game, my approach at the plate, how to play different hitters and all that type of stuff that goes into the game. But once August came around, then it was full football mode. It was kind of cool to get that first football offer, and it also shows people around the area that I'm something other than just a baseball player.
I never saw myself signing to play any college sport, but here I am. I had all my family, my friends. They were just there supporting me, and it was just like a dream come true. When I went on my visit, I feel like the chemistry we had just like already just being there, it was fun, it was great. We were laughing, making jokes, and it was like, I felt like a big family. I feel like that really played a role in me wanting to sign with the team. I've been coming here for the EDGE program here at PSM for the past couple of years. My explosiveness has really gone up, my jumping ability has gone up, my speed has gone up. Some of the plyometrics, curved running, and the change of directions. So I'll be running down the field, next thing you know, I'm running up the field, no problem. I feel like the weight room played a big part. It helped me take my game to the next level. I noticed I was a lot stronger than a lot of the other players, and it was just allowed me to play at a higher level than them.
motivate me. The mic.
I forgot that all the girls had to come. Oh, sorry. I know, it made me feel like we should come down there and see how it
dedicated spot for like.
We should do some really nice things. I forgot about it. I didn't realize.
Oh, like Ashlee, you could see her like 100%. Like just sort of slides that day, you could do it.
We should. We never get to get close friends. I like old friends. It puts them in the angles. I don't know if you guys come at 6:30 or not, because I didn't make combination.
My 4-H kids taught me. My 4-H kids taught me how to do panos, and I choose the one that it makes sense.
Yeah, they both have it.
It's so much better.
Here, I don't know if Abby's going to do that.
All right, if everybody can work their way to a seat, we will get started here in about a minute. And then we'll get to the social and we can hang out and get some pictures with the girls.
Oh, yeah.
All right, welcome to our senior celebration. I'm Will Robbins, and I'm blessed to introduce Empower's 2024 senior class. We'd first like to thank all the parents for the countless hours, money, and commitment that you've given over the years to Empower, our coaches, and your daughters and sons in order to get to this point. Without you, none of this would happen. Thank you for being such great examples for these young ladies and men, and I'm confident that they'll all go on to be successful at the next level, academically and athletically. And so next we'd like to thank all the athletes just for their belief in Empower and just continuing to just commit just countless hours and energy and sacrificing countless hours with your friends and other opportunities to continue to chase your dream, your aspirations, and be able to just commit to our process and continue to believe. And so we're excited to be able to get to this point. With this year, we've got 31 athletes going on to play the next level, which is a new record for us in this community. So we're just excited to continue to just watch more and more girls be able to pursue their dreams and be able to achieve them. And so with that, let's just stop for a second and just recognize these athletes right now for just setting a record here in this community of 31 athletes. So that's amazing in itself. And so we thank all of you guys. And so without further ado, we'll just go through. We've already done the interviews. If you guys didn't know, we did live interviews with each one of these athletes beforehand. So it's all going to be on our YouTube and on our Facebook channel. You can go and watch the actual live interview. You can even watch this. So thank you to Summit City Sports and Jeff Mahoney over there for making this whole production possible and continue just to help partner with us to be able to bring these type of productions for you guys and be able to celebrate you guys here and even online so your families can be able to watch it and have a memory forever. So definitely go on there and watch those interviews. Just hear these girls' hearts. A lot of good for you young athletes. There's a lot of good motivational stuff on there where the girls and the guys are talking about their careers and talking about the process and the blood, sweat, and tears and how hard it could be, but also the joy and excitement and satisfaction that you'll get when you finally get to that level and achieve your dream. But also all the memories that you'll make and all the life lessons that you'll learn along the way. So I encourage all you young athletes, definitely go on and watch. And any chance you get before these girls leave for college, definitely try to pull them to a side and pick their brain and talk to them and see what information or knowledge or wisdom you can get from them before they go. And maybe they'll be able to give you a little nugget that'll help you to maybe rise to another level, or maybe get that starting position you've always wanted. So definitely use them as a great resource and watch their online interviews. So without further ado, we will start. We'll work left to right. Over here on the left, we have Ashlee Boyer, who's going to be heading to Trinity Cushing. Give it a hand. Next up, next to her, Mackenzie Shillington will be heading southbound to Bellarmine. Finish off that table, we have Mrs. Abigail Cressy, who will be taking her talents to Dayton. Then next up, we have Miss Maya Essler, who will be heading down to Ashland. Leah, you're not on the list. I had to try to remember what school we went to. I couldn't see your shirt. Leah is heading to Grace College. Give her a hand. All right, next up, we have Miss Keela Garden, who will be heading down to Huntington. Leah Henderson heading over to Grace as well. Last but not least, Miss Aislinn Hogan. She'll be heading to IU East. And the first boy of the evening going down to play for Huntington, their first year program will be Mr. Tyrell Johnson. Next up, we have Delaney Kentz, who's taking her talents down to Bethel. And Sadie Humbler is heading over to Indiana Wesleyan. At the next table, we have Miss Katrina Cockey, who will be heading over to Thomas More. We have Taylor Mayer, who will be heading over to Eastern Michigan. And Olivia Martinez heading over to Grace as well. At the next table, we have Ava Maxwell heading to Mount St. Joe. And our first beach athlete of the evening, Miss Maddie McKay, will be heading to Tennessee, Chattanooga. And our next beach athlete, Miss Sid Permaleski, will be heading over to Liberty University. Another one of our boys will be taking his talents to the next level with Mr. Corey Snyder. Corey's going to be heading over to Indiana Tech. And for our final table, we have Hannah Sutton heading over to Indiana Tech here in town. And last but definitely not least, we have Marissa Smith taking her talents to Alum University. At this time, seniors, will you please start signing? Remember with the signing, just continue to keep drawing, tracing over it. We will be doing some video, so they want to make sure they get a long shot of you guys signing. So just keep scrolling over your name a couple times. And the rest of you, while they're signing, admire all the beautiful blooms slowly going away. Ashlee's hard work, all of them. All right, I think they got a video. Let's give them one last round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And lastly, on behalf of Ashlee and our whole family, we just thank all of you guys for continuing continuing to support and empower our vision, our dreams of everything that we tried, to really start years ago, really, building a one-stop shop for athletes to be successful in anything and everything that they would need to be able to have it here. And ultimately our goal is to be able to get every athlete to college or to fulfill whatever their dreams and aspirations are. And so once again, I'm super excited to announce that we were able to get 100% of our kids to college that wanted to play. So for 10 years straight, we've been able to get every kid to the next level. So we couldn't do that without all of your guys' support. And I want to give a special shout out to our director over here of recruiting, Mrs. Ashlee Robbins. Give her a hand, guys. She works a lot of countless hours on a lot of this and makes a lot of phone calls and makes, sets a lot of meetings with all you guys. And so we couldn't do it without our amazing team, and most importantly, you parents, families, for the money, the hours, the energy, the commitment that you guys have committed to your athletes to get them to this point. Nobody, unless you're a club parent, knows the sacrifices and everything that you guys have put in. And so hopefully your athletes tell you every day how much they appreciate you, but if they don't, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all of you guys. I'm grateful for you believing in us and our system and our process, but most importantly, believing in your athlete and being willing to do whatever it takes to help them fulfill their dreams and sacrificing your own time, your energy, your money, time with family to take them to volleyball tournaments and be able to provide them everything that you guys have. So thank you families, thank you parents and athletes. This is just a start. You work super hard to get here, but this is when it really begins and this is when it gets fun. Because you guys have arrived, you've made it. You've gained all the knowledge you need to go be successful now, and this is where it really gets to be enjoyable, because you now know how to be successful in the game, and you have all the tools to go on and be successful, and now you get to live out your own dream, you get to write your own chapter, and you get to go prove, who you are as an individual, as an athlete, and as a person. So we wish you guys the best. We're super proud of each and every one of you. As we tell you all the time, you're family forever. You guys are always welcome to come back every year, come back and train with us. We hope to come back and coach for us one day, and you get back to the next generation. And definitely, you got to keep us posted on your successes while you're gone, so we can keep sharing and keep celebrating you guys, even at the next level. So thank you guys, and one last time, let's give a round of applause. All right, we have plenty of cupcakes. We got little snacks. You guys help yourself, families, parents that are of age. I do want to show my appreciation. There will be an open bar if you guys would like a drink on me. So stop at the bar if you want to grab a drink before you guys take off. You guys are all going to hang out, socialize, and spend a little time together. So thank you guys for coming.
Seniors, if you still have a balloon, you can take it with you. I'm sorry, it was on the ceiling. But also if you want the name tag.
In second place from Fort Wayne Snyder, Amelia Reinhardt.
It was definitely a much better experience this year because I was able to enjoy the event more and really enjoy being there and enjoy my diving. Knowing that the competition was a lot of great girls, I was really proud to be able to come home with the second place, to be able to know that I can compete with them. There's definitely a lot of different thoughts, a lot of different emotions while I'm diving. In the air, you just get the huge adrenaline rush, and every now and then you'll be like, wait, where's the water? With our coaches, we'll create a 11 dive list, put it in the order we want. You want to go with the ones that you're confident in, that you're comfortable with, and that you know you can hit for good scores. I would say the hardest dive I did was my gainer 1.5 with 1.5 twists, where I would do my forward approach towards the end of the board, and then I would jump off and flip backwards, and I had a 1.5 twist with it. Usually divers start around like age 5. I started when I was about 10. I was definitely a little worried when I was starting a little bit later than all the other kids, but having that gymnast background and being able to flip and know where I am for the most part, it definitely helped me improve a little faster so that I could get back up with the people that started earlier. PSM definitely benefits me as an athlete because every time I go I can feel myself getting stronger and being able to push through those workouts. As I get stronger and as I build that muscle, I am able to push myself into those harder dives to increase that degree of difficulty so you can get that higher multiplier.
It started in middle school. When I was in 6th grade, I went to one of the middle school games and saw the older girls playing. I'd played other sports when I was little, but I'd never tried volleyball before, so I just thought I would give it a try again. I think the intensity is really the best part about it. Getting like 10 points into a match, and if you're up, the intensity is high and it's a good game. Going from middle school to high school is definitely very different because it's a bunch of different girls that are coming from different levels. PSMs definitely help with speed. You're constantly moving your feet during the game, and then obviously jumping. My vertical, which is obviously very important for serving and hitting. I hope the game of volleyball takes me to at least my senior year of high school. I want to be on varsity, and also maybe college if I decide to play.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
PSM is not just for me, it's for all athletes in the city because I'm not the only person in the city that's playing different sports. There's people that play golf, lacrosse, every type of sport in there. I like how it's just personalized. So like your sport, over the winter and most of the summer, I think I focused on putting on weight, putting on more muscle. That'll help in all aspects of football, being able to defeat blocks, tackle, and prevent injuries more. I'm way stronger in other like mental aspects of the game, my approach at the plate, how to play different hitters and all that type of stuff that goes into the game. But once August came around, then it was full football mode. It was kind of cool to get that first football offer, and it also shows people around the area that I'm something other than just a baseball player.
I never saw myself signing to play any college sport, but here I am. I had all my family, my friends. They were just there supporting me, and it was just like a dream come true. When I went on my visit, I feel like the chemistry we had just like already just being there. It was fun, it was great, we were laughing, making jokes, and it was like, I felt like a big family. I feel like that really played a role in me wanting to sign with the F team. I've been coming here for the EDGE program here at PSM for the past couple of years. My explosiveness has really gone up, my jumping ability has gone up, my speed has gone up. Some of the plyometrics, curved running, and the change of directions. So I'll be running down the field, and next thing you know, I'm running up the field, no problem. I feel like the weight room played a big part. It helped me take my game to the next level. I noticed I was a lot stronger than a lot of the other players, and it was just allowed me to play at a higher level than them.
Jeff, did I leave my phone over here? Oh, there it is. Kidding. Don't worry about me. Were you actually? Oh, Debbie. Oh, yeah.